Say hello to the Pixel 9 Pro XL, available at Spectrum Mobile. It's the Google phone with Gemini built in, so you get the best of Google AI. Add more magic to your stunning photos, literally with Magic Editor. Oh wow, that's nice. And let Gemini help you supercharge your ideas and simplify your day. There's that code. Order now with Spectrum Free Anytime Upgrade. Get $500 off, plus get an extra $100 off with your trade-in. Visit a Spectrum store or SpectrumMobile.com today.
Watch me. Watch me skate out to conquer the ice. A band of sisters on blades for the stars and stripes. Sitting down for the battle doesn't limit my game. Fueled by the hope of Olympic flames. Stick work and speed to put shots on goal. Born from medical breakthroughs helping me stay in control.
Watch me.
World-renowned care for pediatric prosthetics at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
ACC football is on the air. Mack Brown of North Carolina looking for his 284th victory, and that man right there, Omarion Hampton, will play a big part in it if he does accomplish that feat. Welcome to Chapel Hill. The North Carolina Tar Heels hosting the Charlotte 49ers. The home opener for the Tar Heels, expecting a sellout crowd here at Kenan Memorial Stadium. And welcome inside Kenan Memorial Stadium alongside Orlando Franklin. I'm George Sedano. Morgan Uber will join us in just a second. Orlando, North Carolina got a big victory in Big Ten country against Minnesota last week. How do they keep that momentum going?
And that's exactly what Coach Mack Brown said, George. He said that they went up there and they had to play tough, great on offense, running the football, and they had to be special on defense and special teams, and they were exactly that. Omarion Hampton was running with a purpose, and he brought the physicality to that football game. On special teams, they were perfect, 4 for 4 on the day, and defensively under new DC, Jeff Collins, they played fast, physical, and flew around with a purpose.
Well, on defense, they want to be complicated, right? Look complicated, but be simple, and they certainly accomplished that. Perhaps that's the game plan as well for Connor Harrell, who will start in place of Max Johnson, unfortunately out for the season. What did Connor Harrell do that can translate this week?
He's just got to continue to build upon what we've seen so far. We know that he can make the plays. He has the arm talent. He has it from the neck up. Now it's owning this offense and relying on the 10 guys that are surrounding him each and every day and understanding what each one of those individuals bring to the table so they could go win football games.
All right, let's check in downstairs with the third member of our team, Morgan Uber, who's with Mack Brown. Morgan?
Collegiate start. What are you hoping he shows here today?
He's really good. He's had a tremendous week's practice. He started in the bowl game, so this is in his first school. He won 2 state championships. They've got a good defense. He needs to relax and have fun today.
How do you leverage his strengths with your offense?
The thing you do is the coach, you do what.
All right, Morgan, thank you so much. Charlotte has won the toss. They will defer. So North Carolina will receive, and we'll see Connor Harrell first up, Orlando. And again, this young man only making his second start, started in the bowl game against West Virginia. Valedictorian of his high school, leads the Bible study for this team, and basically everything you would want in your starting quarterback.
Absolutely. And I'm offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey. It's all about getting Connor Harrell off to a fast start. Short throws, getting him on the perimeter, allowing him to use his athletic ability, but also get comfortable in this game.
So North Carolina jumping around, getting ready. You heard the Petey Pablo perhaps while we were doing our open. Take your shirt off, spin around like a helicopter.
Like a helicopter, baby.
A beautiful day here in Chapel Hill. And we'll get started here in just a moment as Kyle Cunanan will kick off for Charlotte, and Nate McCollum, the deep man, with DeAndre Boykins for North Carolina. Again, North Carolina defeated Minnesota last weekend. Last weekend. A huge victory for North Carolina. McCollum receives, brings it out to the 20, has a hole and tripped up near the 35-yard line. A return for McCollum. And you'll see a lot of McCollum in the slot for this North Carolina team.
Yeah, a great player that just could get in and out of routes really, really well, whether working on an outside linebacker or a smaller guy like he is.
Marion Hampton is the tailback with Connor Harrell back in the backfield. We mentioned Harrell making his second start. This is a young man who went 25-3 in high school, 2 state championships. And they hand it off to Hampton, and Charlotte snuffs it out immediately. A loss on the play. Dre Butler there, a 2-yard loss. And Harold Orlando, there are his career numbers from Alabama. What do you need to see from him?
Just own the offense. This is now your football team. You had a quarterback battle in camp, but now you are the face of this offense moving forward.
Play action rolling out to his right. Harrell throws a strike, but too far outside of Christian Hamilton's catch radius there as he dove for the play. 3rd down coming up.
I like the play selection. It's a nice, easy out trying to hook up with Christian Hamilton, but Connor Harrell just has to settle down a little bit more. Those are those are the plays right there, George, that you got to have, because it's nice and easy catches where you're allowing the guys to go make plays for you after the catch.
You saw last season 49% completion percentage for North Carolina. That was with Drake May at quarterback, who's now with the New England Patriots. Harrell, pressure coming, and he's taken down, and the ball is on the ground. Ball is on the ground. Dre Butler with the hit on Harrell, and he's making his presence known early in this one. 4th down, a 12-yard loss, and North Carolina will be forced to punt.
Yeah, Dre Butler, just a nice inside move, beats Howard Sampson. Unbelievable motor that Butler has. He is one of the leaders on this football team, and he delivers a big hit to Harrell. Those are the hits that they wear on you as the game goes on. So look for North Carolina to really be getting after it, to try to figure out what's going on up front, because Connor Harrell was under way too much pressure on that last one.
Tom McGinnis to punt it. He's awaiting the snap at his own 5. Henry Rutledge awaiting to receive at his own 40. A spiraling punt. Rutledge lets it bounce, takes it off the bounce, straight ahead, gets upended near midfield. But a positive return and a positive start for Charlotte. A 40-yard punt, 14-yard return. Tackle made by DeAndre Boykins of North Carolina.
Yeah, in the kicking game, George, when you're a punt returner, it's those subtle movements. You don't want to do a lot of dancing around. So the more you can just go straight forward, that's how you're going to be able to create positive yards.
And Max Brown coming out for Charlotte. Orlando, what do you like about this young man?
He has a baseball background, so we know he has the arm talent and throws the ball at different angles. For me, he just has to settle those feet down. Last week had 2 interceptions. Settle it down today, he'll find more success on offense.
Father Corey played for the Atlanta Falcons and San Francisco 49ers in the NFL. They hand it off. Bouncing over to the left side is Teron Kelman. Gain of 1 on the play.
We're going to see Charlotte a lot today trying to get that inside zone going. I'm interested to see what they go to as the game progresses, being that this defense interior for North Carolina is so stout.
You mentioned Max Brown's baseball background. It helped him last week. He had to scoop a ball last week on a poor snap. It looked like he was playing shortstop back there. He played shortstop and catcher coming up. Play action. Hit from behind as Brown. Ball is on the ground. And it looks like North Carolina has recovered. However, they'll check to see if his arm was moving forward. Elijah Huzzy with the blindside hit on Max Brown. And it'll be a turnover, at least for the moment.
Yeah, Teron Kelman just gets beat inside, doesn't have his eyes up to the outside to help pick up that blitz. We know North Carolina is going to be aggressive. Teron Kelman has to do a better job of scanning the whole entire field to look for who needs help, that extra leakage to help protect it up, push the ball down the field.
The previous play is under review. Jabari Ritzie recovered the fumble, but we'll see if it stands if Max Brown's arm was moving forward.
Say hello to the Pixel 9 Pro XL, available at Spectrum Mobile. It's the Google phone with Gemini built in, so you get the best of Google AI. Add more magic to your stunning photos, literally with Magic Editor. Oh wow, that's nice. And let Gemini help you supercharge your ideas and simplify your day. There's that code. Order now with Spectrum Free Anytime Upgrade. Get $500 off, plus get an extra $100 off with your trade-in. Visit a Spectrum store or SpectrumMobile.com today.
Thanks everyone, especially Vicky. She saved us enough to help us open our second location.
Auto Owners offers discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance because they think the more you protect, the more you should save. That's simple human sense.
You are the North Star, the guiding light for the ones you love. And the first step to their good health is yours. Mercy Health, primary, specialty, and emergency care. Healthcare for the universe of you.
As we suspected, the call has been reversed. Max Brown's arm was going forward, but Orlando, what about the blocking or the lack of blocking there?
Yeah, it's play action, max protection. Joey Burns has the end man on the line of scrimmage. He has to be able to collect that guy, but Teron Kelman also has to be able to help him out on the outside to push it down the field.
3rd and 9 here for Charlotte. They get a reprieve for the moment. Rutledge splits out wide. Brown, pressure coming again. Sidearms one, complete, but short of the first down. Completion to Sean Brown. Those two have a special connection we'll get to a little later.
A great connection. Great job by Max Brown seeing the pressure. I love when the quarterback throws into the blitz. He's going to continue to have that all day, and hopefully gets a little bit of a better ball out there for Sean Brown to try to create some yards after the catch and maybe pick up the first down as the game goes on.
Michael O'Shaughnessy will punt for Charlotte. Elijah Huzzy to receive for North Carolina. He awaits the punt at his own 10-yard line. And this one batted down inside the 5 and rolls out to the 6-yard line. A great job there by Randy Franklin of Charlotte. A 38-yard punt, no return.
Doesn't get better than that for Franklin, being able to chase that one down and keep it out of the end zone for his punter.
Omarion Hampton, all-world running back for North Carolina. This man can take some contact, Orlando, and then keep delivering after that.
Yeah, he has the subtleness to his running style, but he's constantly moving forward. It's almost like he expects to break every single tackle. He never hesitates or tries to put his helmet down. He tries to run through everything. That's what makes him so special and unique.
He led the FBS last season, 1,164 yards after contact, which is just insane when you think about it.
Yeah, when you look at the running back position, a 1,000-yard career, whether it's college or the NFL.
Please reset the game clock to 11 minutes and 54 seconds.
So there you have it. Just want to make sure we get everything.
11:54.
Way to go, refs, on top of it from the start.
Yeah, Hampton wants to be more of a weapon in the pass game. We saw that last week against Minnesota as well. But I would imagine he's going straight ahead on this particular play, potentially. So ball at the 6. And Harrell keeps, tries to get to the edge and taken down after a modest gain to the 11-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play. Ali with the tackle from the safety position. They're going fast here as Carolina going with tempo. Play action again. Harrell rolling, pressure coming, throws off his back foot and wisely throws it away. On 2nd and 5, it'll be 3rd down and medium coming up. Pressure on the quarterback by Des Morgan and C.J. Burton.
Unbelievable job by C.J. Burton for Charlotte, recognizing that they're trying to run a slip screen and not even allowing his man to get upfield by blitzing and triggering coming downhill.
3rd and 5 for North Carolina on their 2nd series. Harrell, the sophomore, under center. Max Johnson out for the season. Broken leg last week in Minnesota. Harrell holding on to the ball too long. Under pressure now, throwing it. Dangerous pass is completed near the 25-yard line to J.J. Jones. Kept the play alive, threw one out there, and J.J. Jones snags it.
I love that he was able to find J.J. Jones, but that one's a dangerous pass, throwing it back to the middle of the field like that.
13-yard completion for the first down. Hampton up the middle. A short gain of about 2.
If I'm Connor Harrell, where I want to see him take the next step is the timing things, to be able to put his back foot in the ground and throw it on time. You cannot turn everything into a scramble drill. That is a very dangerous throw, throwing it back into the middle of the field while you're scrambling. Worked out for him, but look for him to get rid of that out of his game.
Yeah, that one is better to be lucky than good in that scenario. Quick toss to the boundary. It is caught there. Carolina spinning out of a tackle. There's Kobe Paysour. And getting out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A big gain there of 16 yards. Kobe Paysour.
North Carolina does a lot. They're running this off of an inside gap scheme, but Paysour shows his athletic ability coming back from those 2 feet injuries that he had last year.
Harold hands it off, and it looks like could be a false start.
False start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Left tackle Howard Sampson, sophomore from Houston, Texas.
That's like me, ref? Really, ref? Did you really see that? I was holding my water right there.
The offensive line for North Carolina, 4 new starters this season. Willie Lampkin, the only returning starter. They feel good about their depth, but they grabbed a couple of guys in the portal, including Sampson from North Texas. 2 running backs in the backfield. It's the freshman Devin Goss out there with Hampton. And they toss it out to Hampton. Breaks a tackle, breaks another one, and gets just past the 45-yard line to the 47. Reed Williford brings him down after a gain of 10.
Everybody at home, I think you got to see how special this young man is. That pitch is behind Amari Hampton. He has to reach back, and yet he's able to turn that into a nice positive gain off the left side. A special talent that we're seeing here running the football.
2nd and 6 for North Carolina. They hand it off. Drop play up the middle. Big gain there for Omarion Hampton. Great block by Howard Sampson, making up for that penalty earlier. A 22-yard gain as Hampton skips out of bounds.
That's what you got to do if you're the big fellas, right? If you mess up on one play, you got to come back and dominate the other one.
Another handoff up the middle, this time a short gain of a yard. Charlie Jackson from the defensive tackle position, the 5th-year senior. With the tackle, we have a man down for North Carolina.
Timeout for an injured player.
We will take a break as they tend to the North Carolina player. We'll be back as Carolina drives.
As a small business owner, you learn to wear a lot of hats. Auto Owners takes care of your business insurance so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
The thrill, finding your path with the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, Coach! Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Welcome back to Chapel Hill. Scoreless here in the first quarter between North Carolina and Charlotte. We have an injury on the field. It was the center, Austin Lasky. And Orlando, that's a big injury.
Yeah, it's massive. The center caused everything up front. It sets the protection. He gets everybody on the same page. It's a big deal for quarterback Connor Harrell, but an even major deal for the left guard of this football team, Aiden Banfield, who's a true freshman, starting. Now, this is his second start. He got here in January, so he's been around for a long time. But now the communication not being there, that solid communication, could be huge moving forward for North Carolina.
Zach Greenberg now at center, the graduate for North Carolina. Charlotte sends pressure. Harrell stands tall, finds Nesbitt down the sideline, dives into the end zone. Touchdown, North Carolina. They're going to check to see if he touched the sideline and went out of bounds. The officials are converging at the moment. If it stands, it's a 30-yard touchdown.
The receiver was forced out of bounds, reestablished, and caught the pass. The ruling on the field is a touchdown.
Okay, he reestablished, so it's good to go. 6 points. A 30-yard score for North Carolina. And Connor Harrell delivering in the face of pressure there.
Go to your reliable guys, right? Bryson Nesbitt has played a lot of football. He's a strong tight end, that hybrid type, and he's able to continue going and create separation.
Ruling on the field is the receiver was forced out of bounds, returned in bounds, and caught the pass. The previous play is under further video review.
If the play stands, it's a 9-play drive, 94 yards, 3 minutes and 11 seconds off the clock. We'll see what the review says. Here's the replay, Orlando, as you see him at the bottom of your screen.
Nice out and up, and he's able to turn the field. See, this is where it gets interesting for me because it looks like he just ran out of real estate and kind of drifted out, stepping outside. But
yeah, just inside the 20. Let's take a look here.
Yes,
so he steps there.
He steps on the line right there.
Does he reestablish? A couple of steps, so it looks good. Here's one more look.
Beautiful ball by Connor Harrell.
Yeah, there were 2 steps before he caught the ball. We'll see.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
There it is. Just as we thought. Touchdown, North Carolina. That's Nesbitt's first of the season. Noah Burnett, who you mentioned, Orlando, in the open. Big week last week, 4 for 4 out at Minnesota. 52-yard field goal, a career long for him. And he's there for the extra point.
Yeah, ice in his veins, the hero of the team right there. If I'm Burnett, I'm walking around with my chest all puffed up because there was some big-time field goals made last week against Minnesota.
BMOC, big man on campus, Noah Burnett. The extra point is up and good. Here's one more look at that touchdown,
Nesbitt's just an unbelievable talent. Able to create separation at that position. And the finish, that's what I love about it. It's the finish. And of course, you got your man Connor Harrell just pumped up watching this tight end go out there and finish in the end zone to get his offense off the field.
There's Nesbitt talking to Jake Johnson, the brother of Max Johnson. Another son of Brad Johnson, Super Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Coming up at 8 Eastern, number 25 Clemson hopes Appalachian State in Death Valley. It's also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Clemson obviously struggled last week, Orlando, against Georgia.
They were the big dogs, right? Those Georgia Bulldogs, they run downhill and they run right at you. It's a physical game where they just go for 4 quarters, and Clemson was not able to last.
Kickoff by Liam Boyd through the end zone, and Charlotte will start their next drive at their own 25-yard line. Omarion Hampton, by the way, on that last drive, 31 rush yards, as he could be the best back in the country, arguably, but we'll see what Charlotte does in response. Again, they did not handle the pressure well on their first drive.
Yeah, got to get the ball out of Max Brown's hands as fast as possible. Allow the playmakers that are around him to make plays. You don't have to put it all on your young quarterback. I know he's played in big-time games last year at UF, played against FSU, but he has to use the other 10 guys that are around him to find success.
He did start against Florida State, as you mentioned. Cartevious Norton flares out from the tailback position. Brown in trouble and throws it away. Power Echols, the fearless leader of this team, with the pressure on Max Brown.
North Carolina does so many great things with their front seven, just confusing everybody. But when you look at Power Echols, the leader of this defense, he's going to get everybody lined up, wearing that green dot to communicate with everybody. But he's a physical specimen on this defense as well.
2nd and 10. Norton flares out again. Brown with a comfortable pocket, throws one. It is complete to Justin Olson, and he gets down to midfield. Big play there. Caleb Kost brought him down. A 25-yard gain for Max Brown and Charlotte.
That's why I think you continue to find the success. You got guys going vertical, spread guys out, and create lanes to throw the football down the field.
Empty backfield. 1st and 10 for Charlotte from midfield. Pressure coming in the face of Brown. Brown throws to the sideline and sails it over his intended target. His tight end, Colin Weber.
Ooh-wee, it was a party in the backfield on that last one, George. North Carolina guys coming off the edge just humming. Got to get some better protection for Max Brown out there if you're going to want to continue to try to push the ball down the field.
Jabron Harvey with the pressure along with Bo Atkinson. 2nd and 10. Carolina showing blitz again. Now they back off. And the Charlotte fans chanting here, let's go Charlotte. Brown scrambling, going to tuck it and run, and picks up positive yardage to the 45-yard line. Power Echols brings him down. 3rd and manageable now.
A better job by Charlotte up front offensively. And a great job by Max Brown being able to get what he could get, because with 3rd and 5, the whole entire playbook is up. That is very manageable. You have the threat of running the ball, but also passing it. If I'm Charlotte, though, because of how aggressive North Carolina has been early in this game, I'm looking to hit a screen at some point to now back them off with their blitz pressure.
Third and 5. Norton in the backfield to the right of Brown. Brown, pocket holds. He decides to tuck it and run. He's got some momentum, but he will be well shy of the first down. Caleb Kost, first on the scene there. Brown hesitated a little too long.
Caleb Kost plays that nickel position for this defense of North Carolina, and he is athletic. Got to be athletic in today's college football world, playing the nickel position. You get matched up on different type of body style guys, but Caleb Kost showing that he could get downhill to make a huge stop.
And they're going for it. Charlotte in kind of no man's land at the moment. 4th and 5. Brown lofts one up, has a man open, and he connects with him. Jairus Mack with a huge catch inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. And Charlotte is in business after that 37-yard strike.
The reason why there's so much success is because Jairus Mack is able to push upfield and not force himself to the boundary. Max Brown takes him to the boundary with the ball that he throws. So great connection right there by those two young men.
Bo Atkinson with the pressure for North Carolina. In the red zone for Charlotte. They hand it off to Norton. Up the gut. Short gain. Kevin Hester Jr. with the tackle as they get to the 5.
Right here, if I'm a part of that offensive line for Charlotte, I'm telling the coach, even though we didn't find success on that last one, keep running it. Let's keep running it up the middle. You gotta make sure that when coach does cause those run plays, they gotta go for at least 4 yards of carry so you don't sit in this world where you're pass protecting all day.
2 tight ends out there, heavy set for Charlotte. 2 wide receivers, Olson and Brown on the right side of the formation. Olson in motion. Brown running to his left, and he gets wrapped up by Amari Campbell. They talk about Campbell, and they say he's a magnet, not only on the field, but with his teammates as well. Everyone gravitates to him. A 3-yard loss as he gravitated to Brown.
Yeah, you can see just his football IQ right there, triggering, getting downhill. playing out today with a club on his arm. He's a little bit banged up, but not too banged up to make tackle for losses.
3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Can Carolina's defense hold? Brown throws it over the middle, sails it over his target, out of bounds, intended for Bryce Kinnan, his tight end. And Charlotte will settle for a field goal.
Still a very positive drive for Charlotte, being able to get a little bit in the run game, but some massive explosive plays in the passing game. Got to get back to the drawing board for your red area plays where Max Brown can make some quicker decisions down there, but I like the fact that they're leaving this drive with some points.
First field goal attempt of the season for Kyle Cunanan, this one of 25 yards. From the left hash, the kick is up and good. So Charlotte gets on the board. Biff Poggi and company are happy with that result. North Carolina looks to answer on the other side.
Thanks everyone, especially Vicky. She saved us enough to help us open our 2nd location.
Auto Owners offers discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance because they think the more you protect, the more you should save. And that's simple human sense.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. There was no question of what I wanted to be. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach! Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Taylor Tannenbaum here with your Fansville studio update. Cal on the Plains visiting Auburn. First drive for the Golden Bears. Fernando Mendoza to Isaiah Hunter. 19-yard touchdown. It's early tie ball game between the Tigers and Bears. Oh my.
Thank you, Taylor. We are back here where North Carolina leads 7-3 against Charlotte. Charlotte just put a field goal on the board by Kyle Cunanan. Stephen Rusnak will kick it off. And it will sail into the end zone. North Carolina will begin their 3rd drive from their own 25-yard line. Connor Harrell, a successful last drive, ending up in a touchdown.
Yeah, he was great on that last drive, using his legs to avoid some pressure at the start of it in the end zone, but also being able to find multiple guys in the passing game. Continue to do that. Be even keel and steady, and you'll find success for a very long time offensively.
Charlotte's last drive that culminated in that field goal, 10 plays, 67 yards, 4 minutes off the clock. And Connor Harrell and company will be out there. Zach Greenberg in at center for the injured Austin Blaskey. Marion Hampton behind Harrell. Takes it right up the middle, finds a hole on the right side, and gets near the marker. It'll be a first down for Marion Hampton.
He is so good at picking the hole that he's going through and exploding through it. No deceleration, all gas for him.
Play action. Harrell sails one over his intended target, Nate McCollum.
Incomplete. Intended for number 6, Nate McCollum.
And when you look at Connor Harrell, those are the plays that you want back. Those nice, easy throws where you could get a guy like McCollum to go downhill. It's got to be a little bit more accurate, and that will come with time. And as the game progresses as well, just him settling down would help him as well.
I was just going to say that. It's probably just a little adrenaline out there for Harrell.
Oh, absolutely, man. Second start, big time start too, and you're at home.
There's McCollum in motion. Hand off, Hampton with a big hole, and he's getting into the 2nd level, into the 3rd level, into Charlotte territory. Taken down at the 39-yard line, a 26-yard gain for Marion Hampton.
Just a beautiful job of identifying the beat gap and then trying to bounce it back.
Another push up the middle. Short gain there. Hampton, by the way, 4th carry today of 10+ yards. He is in business.
Big dog's gonna eat, right? And Hampton is definitely a big dog. That's how you settle down a young quarterback who hasn't played a ton of football. You give it to your most experienced player on offense.
And they go from the most experienced player to the freshman, the true freshman, Davion Goss from Opelika, Florida. And a reverse. Big hole from McCollum. Gets past a defender down the sideline, cuts inside, into the end zone. Touchdown! A 37-yard run for Nate McCollum. And Carolina puts up 6 more.
George, we always talk about football being such a copycat league. Last week, Charlotte got burnt with a reverse. This week, North Carolina puts it in their playbook. And Nate McCollum shows his explosive ability and his also a little bit of wiggle towards the end to get in the end zone. But a beautiful call by offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey. And just looking at what Charlotte got burnt last week playing.
Noah Burnett for the extra point to make it 14-3. For North Carolina. Kick is up and good. He splits the uprights. 5 plays, 75 yards. 1 minute, 27 seconds off the clock. And North Carolina asserting themselves here in the first quarter.
They're continuing to get Connor Harrell more and more comfortable. We saw that, you know, from Hampton to running the football on the ground to McCollum and catching the ball, but also a nice little reverse to McCollum as well. So you continue to get nice, easy throws. Not a lot of big reads for Connor Harrell, but big explosive plays as an offense. So keep on relying on the other 10 guys around you until your young quarterback settles in.
McCollum, one of those experienced players, helping him settle in, gets his first touchdown since last year when they played Minnesota. McCollum, Georgia Tech transfer 2 years ago from the Atlanta area. Kickoff here for Carolina. Liam Boyd kicks it into the end zone, and Charlotte will start their next drive at their own 25-yard line. After our game, the ACC Huddle crew will be back with highlights and complete breakdowns of all the afternoon games. They'll get you ready for App State and Clemson at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Then after the game, they'll have a full post-game show wrap-up for you. Wrap up the entire night. All of it right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. I make sure to squeeze in the Pacific time now, because we got 2 Pacific schools, Pacific time zone schools in the ACC, Orlando Franklin. This is not your ACC anymore that you were used to back when you played at Miami.
Yeah, no longer just all on the East Coast.
All Coast Conference, baby.
The All Coast Conference for sure, baby.
Teron Kelman in the backfield with Max Brown for Charlotte as they take over here. Brown with time, throws off his back foot. A nice catch there. Spinning out of trouble is Bryce Kennan, and out of bounds near midfield. Excellent adjustment there by Kennan. A good block by Teron Kelman. 23-yard gain.
Unbelievable block by Teron Kelman. If he doesn't step up in that A-gap to help buy some time for Max Brown, that's a sack. Instead, it's a massive explosive play, and Charlotte's right around the middle of the field because of it.
They're on the 48-yard line, still on their side of the field. 1st and 10. Max Brown looks way more comfortable today than he did last week against James Madison. Play action, pressure coming. Finds the screen there to Colin Weber. Weber with a lot of green grass heading down the sidelines. Cuts inside and taken down near the 20-yard line by Marcus Allen, the corner from Marietta, Georgia. A 30-yard gain and a nice sell there by Max Brown on that tight end screen.
Yes, a great sell by him, but an even better job by left tackle Johnny Hazard. Stepping in with the start today, gets a beautiful block at the second level to spring the explosive.
The 22-yard line, 1st and 10 for Charlotte. Teron Kelman in the backfield. Brown changing the play. Brown with time, throws to the sideline, complete to Olsen. Olsen cuts inside and taken down by a gaggle of defenders. Marcus Allen, the first to bring him down. He's near the sticks.
Justin Olsen being explosive for Max Brown, being able to get right up on the toes of the cornerback and then come back to the quarterback to create some big separation. Those type of plays make it easier throws for Max Brown.
They'll give him the first down to the 12-yard line. Teron Kelman in the backfield, takes the handoff on the right side, tries to squeeze through the hole, will get inside the 10 to the 9-yard line, a 3-yard gain. Power Eccles with the tackle along with DeAndre Boykins.
Power Eccles is all over the field, man. You might be able to fool 9 out of 11 guys on that football field on the defensive side, but you're not going to fool that young man. He is locked in all the time.
Speaking of locked in, Max Brown 3 for 3 for 63 yards on this drive. 2 tight ends out there for Charlotte. A second trip to the red zone. Brown hands it off again on the right side, and upended is Teron Kelman by Marcus Allen. He gets inside the 5 to the 4-yard line.
I know that's not a big explosive run and you only pick up a couple, but those are the body blows that you got to continue to do. And Teron Kelman will get as the game progresses, get more and more of a good feel for this game and be able to put his foot in the ground.
3rd and 2 as the clock is winding down here in the first quarter. Sean Brown, Max Brown's favorite target, on the left side of the formation. And we got a lot of movement up front. We saw Desmond Evans moving for Carolina. Is he going to get flagged?
Yeah, this is one of those where both guys are pointing at each other, right? If you're the offensive lineman, he jumped, ref. And if you're the defensive lineman, he flinched, ref.
Sounds like you've been in that scenario before.
Oh, all the time, right? Offensive lineman, we know the snap count. We never jump offside. It's always the defense players.
Sure, yeah. There's multiple flags on the field, 3, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
Offside. Defense. In the neutral zone, causing the offensive player to react. Penalties half the distance to the goal. The yardage results in a first down.
Half the distance to the goal, and they get a first down. So down to the 2 now.
Going to be very interested to see what Charlotte does right here with only 7 seconds remaining in this first quarter. But I want to get this offensive line going. This is where you earn your stripes. You got to earn the right to run. And hopefully a run call is coming up here soon where you're allowed to try to finish with your guy. Finish with your guy in the end zone, and then we score as a football team as the quarter runs out.
There it is. So they will take their time
That's the end of the first
we get
quarter.
ready for the second quarter.
At the end of the first quarter,
looking to
Carolina
close the gap on the Tar Heels.
Say hello to the Pixel 9 Pro XL, available at Spectrum Mobile. It's the Google phone with Gemini built in, so you get the best of Google AI. Add more magic to your stunning photos, literally with Magic Editor. Oh wow, that's nice. And let Gemini help you supercharge your ideas and simplify your day. There's that code. Order now with Spectrum Free Anytime Upgrade. Get $500 off, plus get an extra $100 off with your trade-in. Visit a Spectrum store or SpectrumMobile.com today.
At US Bank, we know what really goes into reaching your milestones. That's why we introduced Co-Browse, which connects you to a real banker in real time to help you do anything, even creating spending limits. Because there's nothing as powerful as the power of us.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach! Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Here with Charlotte head coach Biff Poggi. Coach, what have you liked about the way your quarterback Max Brown has been efficient, been able to drive the ball?
He's competing, right? He's got knocked down a couple times, missed a throw or two, but he's made some good throws, and he's just a competitor. I'm really proud of the football team.
How do you capitalize inside the red zone this time around?
We score right here. That's how we do it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Morgan, and let's see if they do score. Up the middle, denied. Teron Kelman will lose a yard there. Jakeen Harris with the tackle.
That's where you see North Carolina defensively taking the next step, being very aggressive down there at the goal line. Everybody having their gap and coming up with a nice tackle for a loss. Let's see if they can do it 3 more times, because if I'm Charlotte, this is definitely 4 down territory inside the 5.
Second and goal for the 49ers. They hand it off again, trying to spin out of a tackle unsuccessfully for Teron Kelman. Jabari Ritzie and Amari Campbell bring him down as a tandem.
Those are two tough guys up in the middle, two well-experienced guys. I don't know that I will continue to do that. Let's try to get to the edges. Let's try to get these guys running sideline to sideline.
3rd down and goal. Artevius Norton checks in at tailback. Brown under center. Now changes the play. Empty backfield. And whistles. Multiple flags in the end zone.
The wave game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Those are the plays as a coaching staff you cannot stand. As a quarterback, you have to know where that game clock is at, and you got to be looking at it, be aware of it as well. This year in college football, at the FBS level, George, they have the green dot, the headset. So as soon as the coaching communication cuts out, you know that you're under 50 seconds. Max Brown has to get this one back.
They have 15 seconds to communicate with the person who identifies as the green dot on offense. It'll be the quarterback. It could be multiple players on defense. 3rd and goal. Low snap, Brown fires at the 5, complete, and his receiver cannot spin away, and he's taken down. Jairus Mack wrapped up by Marcus Allen. A 6-yard gain, and it'll be 4th and goal, and the field goal unit is coming out.
Marcus Allen shows you why he is a top prospect.
Is wearing number 88.
At the next level, converts, comes downhill, and shows a great tackle in the open field. At the cornerback position, when the NFL starts knocking, you got to be able to tackle out there in space. Amazing job by Marcus Allen.
Kyle Cunanan, a 20-yard attempt. His first attempt of 25 was good. Second attempt is good as well. So Charlotte settles for a field goal again after getting into the red zone. North Carolina looking to extend their 8-point lead in a moment. Stephen Rusnak ready to kick it off for Charlotte after an 8-play drive, 72 yards, 5 minutes, 47 seconds off the clock. They settled for a field goal again by Kyle Cunanan. Charlotte has had 4 explosive plays in this game thus far, Orlando. Only 8 all of last season, but have not been able to capitalize.
Yeah, this offense is a lot different. They're a lot tougher and a lot more together offensively, but you got to finish in the end zone. I know they want that last drive back.
Rusnak sails it over McCollum's head. And they were doing some tackle drills earlier here with North Carolina, and you saw Marcus Allen there making the play.
Yeah, Jeff Collins, defensive coordinator, he brings a whole new style of defense to North Carolina. And you see Marcus Allen being able to tackle that moving target with the little donut thing rolling, right? So that is to keep your head up and make sure you're finishing through. And it comes right into the game, making a huge stop on the last drive.
Marion Hampton checking back in for North Carolina. Has some great balance and body control for a tailback who will be playing on Sundays. Hampton takes it and pushes forward. Should have been a loss on the play, but he gets one, squirts through there and gets one. Prince Wallace Bima with the tackle.
So much of football is a chess match, and right there, defensive coordinator Ryan Osborne was able to get a great call in, blitzing 2 off the edge for a minimal gain for North Carolina.
2 tight ends now for Carolina. You'll see a lot of that with Nesbitt and Copenhaver. They hand it off again to Hampton, and he's pushing the pause. He lowers the shoulder, gets to the 32-yard line, a 6-yard gain.
Just always falls forward, always going forward, man. I would love to be an offensive lineman to block for a guy like that.
Yeah.
He is tough, physical, and he's always going to have the coaches have a thought process of running the football whenever he's on the field.
3rd and 3 for North Carolina. Hampton 10 carries, 78 yards. Jake Johnson checks in at tight end, brother of Max Johnson. 3 tight ends out there for North Carolina, all at the top of your screen. Harrell with time. Throws it on the run, incomplete, but flag on the play. That intended for Jake Johnson. Travion McGee in coverage. And it looks to be a hold on Charlotte.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 2. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And it was the aforementioned Travion McGee on Jake Johnson.
Right now they're calling UNC tight end U. You got 3 tight ends up, and Travion McGee just getting a little bit too handsy right there with Jack Johnson. Want to make sure that you're able to kind of see that. But if you're North Carolina, that's why you put those guys out there. You're able to create mismatches.
Hampton wrapped up in the backfield, the loss of 1 on the play. Damon Clowney with the tackle for Charlotte.
Good eyes on that play by Clowney, reading it all the way. No hesitation, triggering and getting downhill.
You may know that name, related to Jadeveon Clowney.
Played against that guy a time or 2.
I'm sure you did. Not fun, I'm sure, for you. Davion Goss, the freshman, checks in from Chaminade Madonna High School in South Florida. He's to the right of Harrell. 2nd down. Harrell with time to the sideline. It is complete. Bryson Nesbitt with a solid gain there. 3rd down coming up after a 6-yard gain. And they're moving fast here. A 3rd and 5 for North Carolina. Goss in the backfield again. Now Harrell changing the play.
Yeah, I like this. Get up to the line of scrimmage. Let's see if the defense is going to give you a tell of what they're doing and allow your young quarterback to try to get you in the best play possible.
Low snap. Harrell hands it. He handles it. He's going to tuck and run. A lot of open field for Harrell. Heads out to the sideline and pushed out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Looks like there could be a Charlotte player on the ground. He's being helped up. He's okay. A 15-yard gain. Dante Balfour, who played at North Carolina, still on 1 knee.
He came into this one a little bit banged up, and you know he wants it because he played here at North Carolina. Hopefully he's okay moving forward for this defense because he's one of their great cover corners. Nice tandem back there between him and Elijah. So hopefully he can get back up and continue to play in this one today.
Dre Bly, who's an analyst for Charlotte, played at North Carolina and coached at North Carolina. Very high on Balfour. We'll see if he's okay as they check on him.
You did it. You built a successful business and made it look easy. But at U.S. Bank, we remember what went into getting here. Through it all, our wealth management team is always here to work with you, because there's nothing as powerful as the power of us.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. There was no question of what I wanted to be. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, Coach! Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Dante Balfour being checked out on the sidelines. Trevon Booker will check in for him. Looks like his left wrist, Orlando.
Yeah, it looks like it's one of those soft casts, and he was already taped up coming into the day, so it might have got sprained or just, you know, blocked wrong or fell on it wrong towards the end of that play. You hope he's able to continue to go and try to continue to have the season that he's having with some pass breakups for this defense that's going to need it as the day progresses.
Balfour played for North Carolina. Transferred to Charlotte. Kobe Paysour in the backfield. Now split out wide. Davion Goss, the freshman in the backfield. Copenhaver comes in. near the formation. They give it to Goss on the right side. It's a nice push. Picks up 4 yards. Javon Booker, who just checked in for Balfour with the tackle.
Not the nicest run, not the most fancy, but that is a downhill get physical. Allow your offensive linemen to do what they do best. North Carolina might have one of the biggest offensive lines in the ACC. The more those guys can go forward, the happier they're going to be for this football team.
126 yards on the ground for North Carolina. Harrell keeps it and throws it. Got a man open down the sideline. It's Christian Hamilton. A flag on the play. Could he have been past the line of scrimmage?
I think it's very close.
If it stands, it's a 29-yard completion.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 81. 15-yard penalty. Replay second down.
So it'll be John Copenhaver with the offensive pass interference. Hamilton getting a good laugh about it, although I'm sure he would have loved the reception. So Carolina going the wrong direction.
I think when you have a quarterback like Connor Harrell, this is what you have. You're allowed to push the ball down the field. But John Copenhaver is just blocking a little bit too much in that situation, and probably just thought that Connor Harrell was going to keep it on the ground and keep running. Didn't realize that the ball was out of his hands on that one.
2nd and 21 now for North Carolina. Goss in the backfield, flares out. Harrell keeps, makes a man miss, and taken down just past the original line of scrimmage. Prince Wallace Bima with the tackle, a 10-yard gain for Harrell on the ground.
Ooh, wee, happy feet Harrell. It's almost like he did a little karaoke right there to go get an extra 5 at the end of that run.
He was singing while he was running?
No, Happy Feet the movie.
Oh,
right?
I see.
You got the dancing penguins. Come on, George. You got little ones too. It's been a while. Huh?
I have kids too. I should have remembered that. Yes, I should have known the reference. We have a man down at the moment for North Carolina. Aiden Banfield, who they love, the true freshman from Georgia.
Yeah, all workout team, man. This guy is chiseled for a true freshman. Getting here in January, watching him yesterday in the walkthrough, I said, man, this guy, there's none of that excess body weight around the midsection. He is a good-looking football player. Came in banged up with an ankle injury, so hopefully the big man is not going to be out for too long because he's playing some really, really good football.
So Malik McGowan checks in for Banfield. Walks off on his own power, so hopefully a positive sign there.
Yeah, he's not even hanging out by the trainers, right? I'm good. Showing a little bit of that toughness as well.
They say he doesn't speak very much either. When we talked to Mack Brown, he's like, yes, sir, no, sir, is pretty much what you hear from him.
I think when you're a freshman, too, you come in with an experienced football team, a legendary coach like Mack Brown, some guys on this offensive line that has experience. You probably might be a little intimidated at first to speak. So let's see if that continues maybe as his career furthers down the road.
3rd and 9 for Connor Harrell and company. Play action. Here comes the pressure. They toss it to Nesbitt with room to run. Gets past some defenders and lowers the shoulder near the 25-yard line for a first down. A gain of 12 on the play.
Lots of amazing things happening right there on that last play. Starts with just Connor Harrell being able to buy himself some time to get his eyes the other place to find a wide open guy.
26-yard line, they hand it off to Goss, the freshman. And he is giving those body blows, as you mentioned earlier, Orlando. That's an 8-yard gain. Travion McGee with the tackle.
Downhill, not a lot of dancing around. Got another guy down for Charlotte right now.
Yeah, that's Prince Wallace Bima, who has been all over the field for them defensively.
Time out for an injury of the defense.
This is where things will get interesting for Charlotte because Prince Wallace Bima, he's that starting Mike linebacker for the defense. He wears that green dot. Now there's other guys that can wear the green dot to communicate, but it all depended on packaging. He was the guy no matter what, was on all the packages defensively. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he can get back up and continue to play in this football game moving forward.
And you saw it there momentarily on the back of his helmet, the green dot, there it is. That's the communication piece. And there are 3 players for Coach Osborne, Ryan Osborne, the defensive coordinator for Charlotte, that will wear that. It'll be either Wallace Beema, Reed Williford, or Cam Burden. All three linebackers.
And the interesting thing, George, with the green dot is that only one guy on the field is allowed to wear it at a time. So when you look at the other two guys, do they have another helmet on the sideline that you have to put on? I think that's what it's probably going to happen right now for Charlotte. You've got to get these guys a different helmet completely for the guy moving forward wearing the green dot.
So Wallace Beema on his feet. Hopefully a good sign there. This will be the 10th play of the drive for North Carolina. Started on their own 25. At the moment, 9 plays, 57 yards.
7 rushes so far on this drive for North Carolina. Just continuing to inflict as much pain as possible and go right at this Charlotte defense. That's what you got to love about football. For 4 quarters, it's you against me in between these lines. And who's going to give first? North Carolina continuing to be very tough and physical up front.
Caleb Hood checks in, and he gets the toss on the left side, wrapped up by Reed Williford. It'll be a loss of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 3.
Great job by Reed Williford, seeing that all the way and exploding to the sideline to go make a great play.
Caleb Hood hurt a lot last season. Good to see him back on the field.
This is a great position to be in if you're in North Carolina. 3rd and 3, you love these because the whole entire playbook is up.
They're 3 for 4 on 3rd downs today, the Tar Heels. Harrell changing the play. Yep. And that will be a delay of game unless they got the timeout in.
Timeout.
Yes, they did.
North Carolina, that is their first. It'll be full timeout.
We'll take the timeout with them here as North Carolina. A big moment here on 3rd and 3 coming up in just a second. Marion Hampton on the bike. Davion Goss has been in the backfield, the freshman. A big 3rd and 3 for North Carolina here, Orlando. What do you want to see from them?
It has to be on time for Connor Harrell. Nice, quick, easy passing game stuff, but it needs to be on time. The football has to get out of his hands as fast as possible.
Harrell pitches it. Does he have enough for the first down? He does. Good gain there by Davion Goss. A first down to the 12-yard line. A 7-yard gain.
I want to see Connor Harrell pitch that one a little bit faster and avoid the hits.
Goss up the gut and gets tripped up by the turf monster there. It looks like maybe somebody got a hand in there. It was Charlie Jackson, and Carolina moving fast again. Harrell keeps it. He's got room. He gets in the end zone. Touchdown! Connor Harrell. A 4-yard plunge for the quarterback. Great block there by Kobe Paysour.
Yeah, just inside zone read. Connor Harrell recognizing that Charlotte is playing very aggressive on the backside and man line of scrimmage. If he is not surfing out there, you have an opportunity to pull. So a great feel for the game for Connor Harrell. That's what you love to see if you're Mack Brown. And now your quarterback that hasn't played a lot, he's settling in and getting a real good feel for the football game.
The extra point by Burnett is up and good. 13 plays, 75 yards, 6 minutes, 29 seconds off the clock. Kobe Paysour did a nice job blocking, giving Harrell a lane. Look at the numbers since the first drive, Orlando, for North Carolina.
Yeah, you come in, you got a lot of emotions, right? It's a season opener, the home opener in your house. A lot of fans, right? What's the future going to look like? It's nice to see that Connor Harrell, since that first drive, has bounced back with 27 plays, 244 yards offensively, and 3 touchdowns. And whether it's been running the ball or throwing it, the young man has looked very good and very calm back there.
North Carolina settling in, to your point. Again, they had a tough one last week. They lose Max Johnson. We've heard he's in good spirits. He'll be out for the season, obviously, with the leg injury. They expect him to be back on campus next week, and we wish him certainly the best.
Yeah, you get the feeling that this coaching staff really cares about his players. Mack Brown has been in constant contact with Max Johnson. They even sent them a video, a get-well video as a football team, so that's really cool of them.
Tough break, certainly. Max Johnson, incredible young man, comes from a great family. Brad Johnson, his father. Great football family. Mark Richt is his uncle, and his brother Jake still on this team.
When you play the game of football, it's easy to get consumed with it, right? That's your life. You got class and you got football. When you get an injury like Max Johnson gets, now what do you do? What is your purpose? Mack Brown told us that he expects him to be out there and help him coach up the young guys, but continue to be involved with this football team moving forward this year as well.
Charlotte begins this drive at their own 25. Brown with time, has a man. Jairus Mack with a huge catch, hauls it in inside the 40-yard line to the 35, a 40-yard gain.
Max Brown looks like he might have found his favorite target at Jairus Mack. A beautiful ball right there where it's only in a 6-inch window, so a perfect pass. But Jairus Mack continues to show Max Brown that I could be trusted and you could throw me the football. Go up and get it, young man. Phenomenal play right there.
Marcus Allen in coverage. Brown has completed his last 5 for Charlotte. Brown. Clean pocket, now pressure coming, and he gets tripped up. Ball is loose. Power Echols picks it up. Jahvaree Ritzie brought him down. We'll see if it looks to be Carolina ball at the moment. That's what they're discussing. They signaled it for a moment, but now are converging to discuss here, the officials.
Jahvaree Ritzie had a career day last week, 3 sacks and 3 tackle for losses. And today he's just been getting after it right at the bottom of your screen. He's able to get into his man, disengage, and now go after Max Brown. Looks like his knee was down. And guess what? If I'm Jahvaree Ritzie, I want that sack because last week I had 3. I want to continue to add to those numbers.
Ruling on the field as the quarterback was down at the 47-yard line prior to the pass. It'll be second down.
There it is, and that's what our replay showed as well. One more look. 12-yard loss on the play. Yeah, he is down there.
He is down.
Charlotte has had a couple of explosive plays, 5 in this game. New quarterback Deshaun Purdy is in, the backup, the true freshman from Baltimore, Maryland. He hands it off. On the left side, Hassan Wilson with a short gain.
Yeah, I don't think anything's really wrong with quarterback Max Brown. I think I saw him at the sidelines looking at his wristband, so there might be some equipment issues.
Empty set here for Purdy. Third down and 19. Purdy with time, floats one to the sideline, almost intercepted. Dangerous pass there, and you do see Max Brown get taped up. Marcus Allen could not bring in the interception. The pass intended for Colin Weber.
Right here, Marcus Allen sees it all the way. Very interested. The ball was tipped right there at the line of scrimmage, but Marcus Allen continues to look and see the quarterback throw the ball. Sorry, not a tip at the line of scrimmage.
Colin Weber got his hand in there, yeah, to prevent the interception. So the punt now for Charlotte. End over end. They downed one earlier inside the 5. And it looks like they will down another one. No. It's a touchback. They say he was in the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. North Carolina will begin their next drive at their 20-yard line after the 44-yard
placed at the 20-yard line.
Drifted a little bit into the end zone when trying to locate that ball right there. For North Carolina is going to get some decent field position. You're Mack Brown. You want to see now, this is another new moment, right, for Conner Harrell. How does he handle the 4-minute drill? Can we finish in the end zone while taking a lot of clock off the play and not allowing Charlotte to get the football back with a lot of time to operate?
To your point, a big drive at the moment. You can really put the onus on Charlotte and put them in a dire situation if they are trailing 28-6. At that point, 3 touchdowns plus at that point would be very difficult for them to come back from.
For Charlotte, you just continue to trust what you've done so far in this game. You know, Omarion Hampton not out there right now, but he has been great, sensational in the run game, but every other back has been great as well today. So I think you continue with the run game, being that you have 4 minutes left in this thing.
Caleb Hood in the backfield at the moment. Again, 2 starters down, and Hood wrapped up in the backfield. Travion McGee, 2 starters down along the offensive line, I was going to say, for North Carolina at the moment. Banfield and Blaskey. Let's send it down to Morgan.
Well, guys, earlier Omarion Hampton, the start running back for North Carolina, was on the bike, and he was just taken back to the locker room moments ago with a lower body issue, and he is questionable and to be determined after halftime, guys.
So another injury potentially. Play action for Harrell. Goes down the field. Incomplete. Trevion Booker in coverage, intended for Chris Culver.
Trevion Booker came in for Balfour earlier in this game, but an unbelievable job of locating the football and getting his paws up there to create an incomplete.
3rd down and 11 for North Carolina. So I mentioned 2 offensive linemen down for North Carolina. Charlotte also down 2 defensive starters, and Dante Balfour, formerly of North Carolina, transferred from North Carolina to Charlotte, and Prince Wallace Bima. We heard from Morgan that Omarion Hampton is in the locker room as well. A pitch to Caleb Hood. Hood making guys miss, breaking tackles, and gets the 1st down as he gets down to the 37-yard line. An 18-yard gain for Caleb Hood. Welcome back, Caleb.
Great play by Harrell, you know, getting his eyes up. A nice little inside pitch for Caleb Hood. Man, the vision on that young man. Those are one of those where you're almost conceding, saying that we're willing to punt, and Caleb Hood makes a sensational play to keep your offense out there. 3
minutes to go in the first half. Harrell rolling to his right, spins out of trouble for the moment, and taken down. Taken down at the 33-yard line by Donovan Spellman from Greenville, North Carolina, the transfer from App State, a 5-yard loss.
Spellman got the tackle, but C.J. Burton, he's the one that triggered and got Harold off balance a little bit.
Harrell in the hurry up on 2nd and 15, goes to the middle of the field, incomplete, intended for Nesbitt. A little low as Nesbitt had to go down to the ground for it.
Yeah, and if you're Conner Harrell, you want that one back. Nesbitt was wide open right there. He would have been able to get some yards after the catch as well. Got to get that football up a little bit.
By the way, 3 offensive linemen down now for North Carolina as Trayvon Green is out of the game and Ja'Kai Leftwich is in.
But they do rotate Ja'Kai Leftwich, so it'll be interesting to see if Trayvon Green could get back in this one.
Harrell to Culliver, but Trayvon Booker right there. And it'll be 4th down for North Carolina.
I like that bend but don't break defense of Charlotte right there. North Carolina was able to get a little gash early in the drive, but they were able to focus in and get off the field to give their offense another opportunity.
A 2-yard loss, and the 2-minute timeout is upon us here in Chapel Hill.
That's the 2-minute timeout.
Charlotte, can they put more points on the board and close the North Carolina lead? Welcome back to Chapel Hill on 4th and 17. North Carolina will punt. Tom McGinnis awaiting the snap at his own 16. Henry Rutledge for Charlotte awaiting at his own 28 to receive. We've got a number of injuries in this game thus far for both teams. End over and punt. Rutledge backs up, fields it at the 20. tries to find a crease to go forward and will get stopped at the 22. A 49-yard punt, 2-yard return. Let's focus in on Max Brown here. As you see, this is when he got sacked. Remember, Purdy came in for him, the backup. Look at his right hand, slamming it on the ground. If we can see it one more time, as you see them tending to what looks like his right hand, maybe even his thumb, as he was grabbing that part of his hand earlier, and he is not in the game. So we've got the backup, Deshaun Purdy, the true freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, in the game. And Max Brown was playing pretty well.
Yeah, he found a nice connection with Mac for some two massive explosive.
Henry Rutledge in the backfield. They hand it off, and he is swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by Desmond Evans. Here's Deshaun Purdy. Again, true freshman, 6'4", 220 pounds from Baltimore, Maryland.
He looks the part, George. When we were down there for pregame,
you noticed him immediately.
Yeah, he stands out. This young man he is big at the quarterback position and fills that uniform out really, really well. It's going to be interesting to see what Charlotte does offensively moving forward, because Max Brown was the guy, right? So is this a limited playbook moving forward for Purdy?
And when we talked to the coaches this week about Deshaun, they said elite player, natural arm talent. Up the middle, though, for Hassan Wilson. Picks up a modest gain there of 5. And another player down for Charlotte. Looks to be...
That's Johnny King, the center. The only returning starter for this unit up front that started last year, started some games for them.
This is one of those games where there's a lot of guys going down. Oh, you hate to see all of this.
Yeah, this is a big blow for Charlotte, especially just having two quarterbacks that are in the first year of the system. Johnny King handles a lot of the things up front, cleaning it up, the identification of the defense, making Mike points, sliding the protection to where he wants to. You know, obviously the quarterback is allowed to trump that, but Johnny King does a lot of the dirty work for this offense and putting guys all on the same page.
For Charlotte, King is going to have to, even if he gets up here, and it looks like he's getting up.
An injury to the defensive player
He's up on his own
qualifies for a 10-second runoff.
on his own.
North Carolina has chosen to forego that 10-second runoff. The clock will start on the snap.
So there you hear it. 4 starters down at the moment for Charlotte. Quarterback Max Brown, Dante Balfour, their starting corner, Prince Wallace-Beema, linebacker, and now Johnny King, their starting center. And for North Carolina, pardon me, potentially 2 offensive linemen, and Amarion Hampton also, as we heard Morgan earlier tell us, is in the locker room.
Yeah, big physical game today, George. A lot of guys getting banged up, grinding it out, trying to do their job. But the good thing is young guys will get some valuable reps moving forward for the season. It's a long season.
Isaiah Bullerdick, the new center. Deshaun Purdy at quarterback with Hassan Wilson in the backfield with him. And more whistles on 3rd and 5.
Timeout, Charlotte.
Yeah, and they didn't look very organized there. So no surprise that they take the timeout. You see Max Brown playing coach with the young freshman.
Yeah. If you're Charlotte, you would love to be able to get some points, but at the very least right now, you do not want to give the ball back to North Carolina. So I love calling a timeout right here, trying to get into the best play possible. And as you said, George, Max Brown right there in the huddle, right? So just being in there to help communication or just help, you know, hey, you might want to look at this or think about this situation right now to try to convert this huge third down for Charlotte.
They're 0 for 5 on 3rd down at the moment, Charlotte. Women's sports takeover the afternoon every Sunday right here on ACC Network. The takeover continues tomorrow as we start at noon Eastern with field hockey. Number 14, Ohio State squares off against number 10, Syracuse. Then number 9, Notre Dame hosts Marquette in soccer right here on ACC Network. 3rd down and 5 for Charlotte. Ball at the 27-yard line. They hand it off up the middle, and to the 29 goes Hassan Wilson. Desmond Evans with the tackle. The safe play there for Charlotte.
It's very interesting to me that Charlotte continues to try to run the ball in the middle.
North Carolina, please reset the game clock to 52 seconds. 5-2.
North Carolina with 1 timeout left.
Every series is an opportunity. I like them using a timeout right here. Get the ball back, maybe about 45 seconds, and see if your offense could operate that 2-minute drill and get back in the field goal. We know they have the leg for it. Burnett last week coming up huge for this football team. So if they could rip off a couple chunks really fast before halftime, they might be able to continue to add to this lead.
Michael O'Shaughnessy will punt it for Charlotte, who's done a nice job today. Elijah Huzzy, an excellent punt returner back there for North Carolina. He's their starting corner as well. He awaits the kick at the 27-yard line. Spiraling punt. Huzzy fields it cleanly at the 32-yard line. A 38-yard punt, no return. Connor Harrell has had a pretty good start to today.
Yeah, he's been cool, calm, and collected back there for North Carolina, looking the part. Right here, we're going to see a nice ball just throwing and allowing the guys to go out there and make plays. The quarterback keeper is always going to be up moving forward. And then when you're in the red area, defensive coordinators cannot account for the quarterback. So use your legs, young man, as a weapon to get in that end zone.
Harrell in the passing game, 7 of 12 for 93 yards and the touchdown. He's got 2, 1 on the ground, 1 in the air. Davion Goss in the backfield with him, the freshman. Harrell drops back, throws off his back foot, hit as he throws. It is complete to J.J. Jones near midfield, but a flag on the play at the 33-yard line. Pressure there by Chance Williams, the University of Miami transfer.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense, number 8. He was covered up and went downfield. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Toby Paysour with the infraction that negates the 14-yard gain. Caleb Hood now checks in at running back for North Carolina. And at what point, if you're North Carolina, do you just say, you know what, let's just go into the line?
On 3rd and long? Okay. Not until then, George. Okay. Every opportunity is a learning experience for Connor Harrell. You're going to need him to get this experience right now for later on down the along the road as the season progresses.
Harrell pitches it. Ball hits the ground as Hood did not haul it in, and Harrell able to jump on it.
Could I change my mind?
I was just about to say.
So right there, it looks like the wheels might be falling off a little bit.
I know you played in the NFL, but it sounds like I was right. We do have another injured player, unfortunately, at the moment, and that's Des Morgan, the defensive tackle for Charlotte.
Please reset the game clock to 37 seconds. 3 seconds.
That would be a huge blow. Morgan, 6'3", 305 pounds, a senior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He eats up a lot of space and allows the linebackers to really roam free to get downhill and make tackles for this defense.
He's made a lot of plays today, for sure.
It's not looking that good.
Yeah, he is being helped off at the moment. Yep. And that would make it 5 starters for Charlotte out. And they started the day missing their starting safety, Conley. So Biff Poggi and company are going to have to rely on a number of backups.
Got to get those reps, get the experience. We hope those guys are okay long term. But right now, football is a 100% injury rate. So when guys do get dinged up, you have to have that next man mentality. And in college football, that's why you're allowed to have such big rosters. So hopefully guys could go out there and get some valuable reps and make some plays for both sides, because both teams are struggling with injuries right now.
2nd and 15. Dre Martin checks in along the defensive line for Morgan. Harrell will keep it. on the left side and slides near the 30-yard line. C.J. Burton jumps on Harrell. Time is ticking here.
Love the fact that Harrell went down, allowed this clock to really tick right here. Don't even run it. If I'm North Carolina, I'm not even running another play. Just got to get back in there right now at halftime. Don't risk the injuries. Don't risk anything bad happening with the football.
Looks like we will head into the locker room. No more play here in the first half. The North Carolina Tar Heels with a 21-6 lead here in Chapel Hill. Now let's get it to Taylor Tannenbaum and the crew for the ACC Network Halftime Report. Welcome back to Chapel Hill. Carolina leading here at the half against Charlotte. Welcome back inside Kenan Stadium. Alongside Orlando Franklin, I'm George Sedano. Morgan Uber will join us in just a second. And the story of this game, Orlando, is not just the Carolina lead, but injuries. 10 injuries to starters at the moment. 3 for Carolina, 7 potentially for Charlotte, including quarterback Max Brown and then Omarion Hampton for North Carolina.
Yeah, and those are massive injuries, George, because when you look at a guy like Omarion Hampton, he accounts for over 20% of this offense for North Carolina. When you're implementing a young quarterback in Harold, who hasn't played a ton of football, you want to rely heavy on that run game. So not having Hampton be able to go, that's going to be very, very hard moving forward. But also for Charlotte, Max Brown, right? And the unique set of skills that he brings to that offense, not having him out there on the field, I would anticipate you lose about 20% of your offense as well.
So the kick sails through the end zone, and we look at the running game for North Carolina. Hampton started it off, but then Goss and company have done a nice job, including McCollum, with a big touchdown on a reverse.
Yeah, they've got very creative in getting the ball into a lot of different playmakers' hands and just giving them valuable experience. But the play of the first half for me was Connor Harrell being able to run that zone read and score that touchdown.
And we told you earlier, Max Brown is out. Currently don't see him on the sideline, but Deshaun Purdy at quarterback right now, the freshman. And he completes a short pass to Jairus Mack. Marcus Allen in coverage, a 2-yard gain.
Jairus Mack has put together a nice little first half. If I'm Purdy, I'm going to continue to find number 3 because he's been the most reliable receiver on Charlotte's offense today.
2nd and 8 for Charlotte. Johnny King back at center. He was one of those injuries for Charlotte. That's good news for them, especially with a freshman quarterback back there. Purdy with time to the sideline and throws it behind his receiver, the tight end, Colin Weber. Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, Charlotte head coach Vic Poggi did tell me quarterback Max Brown's day is done. He is out for the remainder of this game. Freshman quarterback Deshaun Purdy will be playing the rest of the way. And for a freshman quarterback, he said he has a lot of confidence, but he can't do it too much. He just needs to end up playing the play call. Also, running back Teron Kelman for Charlotte is out for the remainder of this game. And as for North Carolina, good news, Omarion Hampton is back here out on the field. I saw him with his helmet on, guys.
Okay, well, that's certainly good news in what's been a litany of injuries in this game. 3rd down. And a completion there as Colin Weber gets his helmet ripped off, but makes the catch just shy of the first down, about 2 yards shy. Flags on the play. And Tavius Lane was in coverage there. Ripped off his helmet.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
And that's a big penalty for a Charlotte team in desperate need of good news.
Yeah, a great catch, but exactly what you just said, George. And Tavius Lane getting a little handsy, a little too high right there, ripping the helmet off.
And Weber's out of the game at the moment with his helmet coming off.
Yeah, that's the college football rule, right? When the helmet comes off, you got to go out for at least a play.
Cartevious Norton in the backfield. Olsen in motion. Purdy, he's going to run for it. Breaks a tackle down the sideline, picks up the first down as he goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line, a 15-yard gain, showing off his wheels.
I like the fact with Purdy, he's looking, trying to find a lane, keeps his eyes down the field until he gets right to that line of scrimmage, and that's when he makes the decision. Guys on the back end need to keep working for him because he might be able to find an open guy as this game progresses for a nice, huge chunk.
Sean Brown, the receiver at the top of your screen. Caught 6 balls last week against JMU. Pressure coming. They pick it up. Purdy lofts one. Caught! What a catch there by Jairus Mack inside the 5-yard line. This kid is having a day. A 34-yard reception for Charlotte.
George, Jairus Mack, I am convinced just has next man speed. Whatever the next man runs, I run faster, coach. Doesn't matter what quarterback's in here, throw it up and give me an opportunity to run underneath it. Beautiful catch right there.
Caleb Costin coverage in the red zone. 1st and goal. Cartevious Norton in the backfield to the right of Purdy. Norton up the middle, trying to push the pile. They're going to say down just short of the goal line. Norton, the ball carrier. Push there by Jake Clemens, trying to get him in the end zone. To no avail.
Nice positive play right there for Charlotte. Last time they got down here, they ended up going backwards. If I'm Charlotte, I want to run this again. That same play up the middle.
This is their 3rd time in there, and a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
3rd time inside the 5 for Charlotte.
False start. Offense. Number 58. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And just like the last time they were down here, a big penalty moving them backwards.
Yeah, Norton got a little bit excited right there. You got to key in. This is where you have to be the most focused as an offense. You cannot hurt your football team by committing a foul.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line for Charlotte. Two tight ends out there for the 49ers. Cartevious Norton to the right of Purdy. Low snap. Purdy throws incomplete, intended for Olsen, not on the same page there.
That's what happens now when you have to go to the backup quarterback and you don't have your 1st string guy out there. Completely off, not on the same page right there. That ball missed with about 5 yards to spare. So Purdy's got to be able to just look at that wide receiver a little bit longer and put a better ball out there to give him an opportunity to catch it.
3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Charlotte 0 for 7 on 3rd downs. Mack in motion. Purdy dumps it off into the end zone. Bryce Kennan scampers in for the touchdown. A 6-yard pitch and catch, and Charlotte is back in this one.
Beautiful play call design. Bryce Cannon, it comes into motion behind the backfield, and he shows his number to Deshaun Purdy all the way. Deshaun Purdy gets it out nice and early, so Cannon is able to turn up the field and score for a nice, easy touchdown.
Kyle Cunanan for the extra point to try to make it a 1-score game. The kick is up and good. 8 plays, 75 yards. 3 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock. And the 49ers, despite all the injuries, are creeping closer. Deshaun Purdy of Charlotte, the backup quarterback, throws his first collegiate touchdown and telling his guys, hey, relax. Long way to go here. Let's not celebrate too much.
Yeah, I've been there before, guys. I've thrown 45 touchdowns in high school right in the last 2 years, so I've been there. I don't want to get overhyped and celebrate. You guys need to relax, and let's keep on clawing our way back into this football game.
When we talked to the coaches this week, we asked them, we always like to ask about the backup quarterback, and they were glowing about him and what an elite talent they are. Kickoff to McCullum. Hits the sideline and tripped up just past the 25-yard line to the 26, a 26-yard return. in Kaler with the tackle. Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, guys, in the second quarter, running back Omarion Hampton was taken back into the locker room working on something with his lower body, but he is available here in the second half, and this is a player who the coaches told us never wants to take a rep off. But however, on the other side for North Carolina, they will be without tight end Bryson Nesbitt for the remainder of this game with an upper body injury.
Thank you, Morgan. A lot of injuries in this one for sure. Play action for Harrell. Dumps it to his tight end, Copenhaver, for a short gain, maybe a yard. Reed Williford pushes him out of bounds. By the way, Dante Balfour has checked back into the game. The starting corner, who was dinged up in that first half for Charlotte. So some guys potentially coming back into the game. You heard Morgan mention Omarion Hampton being potentially available, and Balfour now available for Charlotte. A handoff to Goss. Goss tripped up the freshman, but a flag on the play. Tackle made by Cam Burden.
Personal foul. Smash. Defense, number 8. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
The aforementioned with the penalty.
John Copenhaver trying to weed him out, and Cam just reaches up and trying to do something for his teammates, but unfortunately grabs the face mask right there and commits the foul.
Caleb Hood now checks in the backfield. You see him lined up behind Harrell. Hood from Rockingham, North Carolina, gets the toss. They toss it and toss it back again to Harrell. Has a man wide open inside the 10. It's Christian Hamilton into the end zone for the touchdown. The double reverse pitch back to the quarterback for 58 yards. Touchdown, Tar Heels.
I think this is the game within the game. You know, you look at Charlotte, they got burnt last week for a big-time reverse. North Carolina ran a reverse early in the first half and got a huge play out of it. Now you run a double reverse, and you're able to get behind that defense for a nice, massive gash and touchdown right there.
Burnett for the extra point. Up and good. And just like that, North Carolina extends their lead to 15. So that play was Harrell to Hood, Hood then to Paysor, and Paysor pitched it back to Harrell, and then the big, big touchdown toss.
Yeah, I just think that this is really, really good play design and just understanding your opponent.
I mean, Hamilton was like fielding a punt on that one.
He had all day, right? He knew that he was able to sell it and get behind. And at that point, he starts jogging because I'm sure that Hamilton's wondering, how much arm does Connor Harrell have for this play? Can he get me the ball right now? Because he was almost 15 yards behind the defense right there.
We've seen a lot of trick plays already in this one on both sides, but Carolina 2 for scores. One by McCollum, and now this play that culminated in the Christian Hamilton touchdown. Liam Boyd to kick it off out of the end zone. Coming up at 8 Eastern, number 25 Clemson hosts Appalachian State in Death Valley. It's also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Wes Durham, Tom Luganbill, and Boyle on the call there. Clemson looking to rebound after last week against Georgia.
You got to come out and make a statement if you're Clemson. Georgia was able to have their way with you, and now you got to get back down to the basics of football.
And here's the thing. App State has certainly been competitive. North Carolina can attest to that. They had a crazy game last season. Purdy takes the low snap, fires to the sideline, incomplete. Good coverage there by Elijah Huzzy. Isaiah Myers, the intended target.
Yeah, you want to see Isaiah Myers try to do a little bit of an acting job right there. Sell it a little bit more. Try to get through Huzzy's body, you know, and hope that the referee is able to call some contact on a play like that. Help a young quarterback out right there.
By the way, Marcus Allen has checked out the corner. Tyrone Stewart, number 9, near the bottom of your screen, in at corner for North Carolina. 2nd and 10. Purdy with time. Goes through his progressions, throws it to the tailback, but he is down. And a big loss on that play. Cartevious Norton. It's going to be about a 5-yard loss.
I like Purdy's progression, though. You know, keeping his eyes down the field, getting through the full progression, try to get that football up a little bit more.
And a little faster, maybe, perhaps, through the progression, right? Because Carolina was sitting home on that one.
Yeah. It all depends on the routes, though, George, as a football team, right?
Yeah.
And if you run longer routes, it's going to take a longer time to get through the progression.
3rd and 10. Carolina looking to get a stop. Purdy to the sideline, sails it over the head of Justin Olson. He had him open.
That's where the reps come in to factor right there. You're not on the same page. You don't understand your wide receiver's catch radius because you've been taking the reps with the 2s, and just that one slips out of your hand. If I'm Purdy, I know that young man wants that one back right there.
4th punt of the game for Michael O'Shaughnessy. Elijah Huzzy awaiting the punt at his 37-yard. Spiraling punt. Huzzy, fair catch at the 44-yard line. A 36-yard punt, no return, and Carolina looking to extend their lead.
Why always the couch? Does he need to go to puppy school? Get his little puppy diploma. How much have I been spending on this little guy?
When your questions about life turn into questions about money, there's Erica, the virtual financial assistant to help you spend, save, and plan smarter. Only from Bank of America. What would you like the power to do?
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. There was no question of what I wanted to be. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Welcome back to Chapel Hill. A 15-point lead for the Tar Heels. A lot of trickery has gotten them on the board a couple of times.
But smart trick plays. They recognized that Charlotte got burnt last week by James Madison on a big reverse play, and now they're able to build off of that. They get a nice touchdown by running, but then they run the double reverse, and then Connor Harrell is able to throw it deep and find Hamilton 20 yards behind the defense.
It's not every day you see the double reverse throwback to the quarterback. 5 plays of 20-plus yards or more. 3 of those have been for touchdowns for the Tar Heels. By the way, Aiden Banfield, the true freshman along the offensive line, checking back in for North Carolina. That's good news. Caleb Hood in the backfield. Play action. Harrell tosses one off his back foot. Nice adjustment there by Chris Culliver. Making guys miss, trying to break away. And he is down at the 41-yard line, a 15-yard gain for the first down.
Yeah, ill-advised throw right there by Connor Harrell, throwing off his back leg, but Chris Culliver makes him right, being able to see that ball come out of his hand.
Harrell again drops back, takes a deep shot down the sideline, intercepted. Charlotte going the other way. It's McGuire Neal. And we were talking about it. He was living dangerously. A 23-yard return after the interception. And you see that there, unfortunately, for Harrell.
Yeah, Dante Balfour for Charlotte had great coverage, squeezing his guy. Didn't even give him an opportunity to go back to the ball. But Neal's able to look that one all the way in. Shout out to the front 4 for Charlotte, just getting after it.
Chance Williams with a big play there on the pressure.
Old University of Miami guy. Transferred from there last year.
So a turnover for North Carolina. Hassan Wilson in the backfield. Purdy gets another crack at it, gives it to Wilson, finds a crease, trying to break free on the left side, but a tackle made by Antavius Lane, grabbing him from behind after the 5-yard gain.
Nice run right there by Wilson. Shows the patience, reading it out one gap at a time to find that backside A gap and pick up a nice little gain.
2nd and 5 for Charlotte. And you see Sean Brown looking to the sideline, throwing his hands up. As they toss it to the left side. Wilson out of bounds. Antavius Lane chases him out again. A 1-yard gain, 3rd and 4 upcoming. But Brown was questioning to the sideline with what's the play. And again, the communication, they have till 15 seconds to talk to the quarterback. After the clock goes past 15 seconds, it gets shut down, the communication, for both sides, because the defense has communication as well. One player on the defensive side has a green dot. That signifies the person they can communicate with. So the youngster got to get the play in quicker for Charlotte. Wilson in the backfield to his left. Purdy drops back, pump fakes. Now rolling to his right, under pressure, throws off his back foot. Another dangerous pass there. That one intended for Brown, and it sails over his head, incomplete. 4th and 4 coming. Quarterback pressure there by Desmond Evans for the Tar Heels. And Charlotte will be forced to punt.
Yeah, Desmond Evans and Jabari Ritzer getting after her, wrecking havoc. If you could force the quarterback to have to run outside the pocket, chances are 9 times out of 10 he's probably going to throw off of his back foot and not the most accurate ball. So great job by North Carolina's front 3 getting after it and creating pressure to get off the field.
Elijah Huzzy awaiting the punt inside his 50. Michael O'Shaughnessy, his 5th punt of the game. This one a wobbler. Huzzy will field it at the 21. Fair catch there. And that's where North Carolina will begin their next drive, a 34-yard punt, no return. After our game, the ACC Huddle crew will be back with highlights and complete breakdowns of all the afternoon games. And then they'll get you ready for App State and Clemson at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And after the game, full post-game show to wrap up the night. All of it right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Taylor Tannenbaum and the crew will get you ready for this game tonight. But of course, recap the day, and there's been a lot of interesting play today in the ACC. Davion Goss in the backfield. He takes it, and he is wrapped up in the backfield. The loss on the play of 4 yards. Dre Butler was there to make first contact.
There's the big fellow again, going up against the left tackle for North Carolina. Dre Butler comes off with unbelievable pad level, and his first 2 steps are always up the field. So unbelievable job right there, edging the guy and creating a huge tackle for a loss to bring up 2nd and 14.
Harrell tosses it to Goss. Goss going forward, staying on his feet, but runs into a pile. So it'll be only a 1-yard gain.
With the catch.
3rd down upcoming. Ali with the tackle.
With the tackle at the 22.
3rd and long.
This is where you need Connor Harrell to settle down, right? You need him to be able to sit back there in the pocket, go through his progression, and deliver a nice ball, a catchable ball, to one of his pass catchers.
Harrell with time. Launches one down the sideline. A lot of contact there, and there's the flag on the play. Intended for Christian Hamilton. Elijah Culp in coverage, had a lot of jersey.
It's interference. Defense, number 11. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
I was told this a long time ago. If he's even, he's leaving. Christian Hamilton gets even with Elijah Culp, and Elijah Culp tries to hold that back inside jersey. The referee's going to see that all day long, especially with the wide receiver position where any kind of torque moves that body a little bit too much.
1st and 10 after the penalty. 5 penalties for 49 yards. And Goss breaking free, lowering the shoulder, getting the first down. Travion McGee eventually took him down after the 17-yard gain. He took the brunt of that shoulder. They're moving fast here. Hamilton wants it quick, gives it to Goss, makes a man miss, and gets tripped up after a gain of 3 on the play. Ikwonu.
Illegal substitution. Defense. More than 12 players, or more than 11 players on the field at the snap. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. We'll replay first down.
Ikwonu on the tackle, but an illegal substitution. Here is the replay of that. Too many guys moving around.
Trying to keep those big fellas fresh. Great job by Connor Harrell recognizing that and getting up to the line of scrimmage and snapping it fast.
1st and 5 now. Ball on the 40-yard line in Charlotte territory. Harrell, play action. Plenty of time. He's going to tuck it and run. And makes a couple of guys miss and dives forward inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. An 11-yard gain for Connor Harrell and another first down.
The way he transfers his weight and sets up his guys, it's a beautiful thing to see.
Tons of flags on the field. John Copenhaver, by the way, with a great pancake block to free up Harrell on that
Ball
last
start. Offense. Number 68. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's Aiden Banfield, the true freshman that we alluded to earlier.
Slow down, big fella. You got to sit in there. Hold your water.
Harrell, by the way, 8 carries, 32 yards, does have the 1 touchdown on the ground. He has 2 in the air. Caleb Hood to his left. Harrell keeps up the middle. Gets down to the 27-yard line. Ikwonu and Williford on the tackle.
That's the added dimension that North Carolina is able to gain this week. Now, you never want to see anybody get hurt like Max Johnson got hurt last week, but with Connor Harrell in the game, you have a lot of zone read options where you could use the quarterback to run inside the tackles, and Connor Harrell has the athletic ability to do it.
2 tight ends, Jake Johnson and John Copenhaver in there at tight end. They toss it to Hood out of the backfield, and Hood tripped up near the 25-yard line to the 26. Ali with the tackle. Short gain. 3rd down upcoming. 3rd and long.
Ali ate up some grass to be able to close the distance to bring up this 3rd and long. Charlotte needs their best defensive call right here, right now, to try to get off the field.
Cullum in motion. 5 of 7 on 3rd down for the Tar Heels today. Harrell takes a shot and just past the outstretched arms of Caleb Hood out of the backfield.
Charlotte able to hold. Gotta like that. Find success. Caleb Hood running a wheel route out the backfield. Just misses it. Just 4 inches. He might have opportunity to catch that thing one hand.
A 44-yard attempt for Burnett. Career long last week, 52 against Minnesota. And this one curves inside. It didn't look good to start, but it got inside the uprights. And Burnett still perfect this season from field goal distance. Carolina extends their lead to 31-13. Carolina with an 18-point lead. Their last drive, 8 plays, 53 yards, 3:45 off the clock, a 44-yard field goal for Noah Burnett. Late here in the 3rd quarter, George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Huber with you here. from Chapel Hill. Liam Boyd to kick it off for the Tar Heels. And that one out the back of the end zone. So Charlotte will begin their next drive at their own 25-yard line. Here's some of the highlights from today.
George, as much as I hate to say it because I've always been an offensive player, offense scores touchdowns, defense wins championships. And right now we're seeing North Carolina get after the quarterback all day. With approaching the fourth quarter here very soon, you're going to see a little bit more of this for this defense, where you're able to cut guys loose and know that Charlotte is almost getting into that one-dimensional offense mode where they have to chuck it down the field to try to get back in this one.
Speaking of defense, Justin Wilcox, the head coach at Cal, former defensive coordinator prior to his 8-year stint at Cal, leading at Auburn 14-7. His defense looking good this year. Purdy running around, buying time, and wisely throws it away. Pressure there by Rodney Laura.
I thought Purdy was getting ready to do the old Tim Tebow, do the full turnaround in the pocket right there.
You would know because you played with Tim Tebow in Denver.
Yes, super athletic guy, could do some things special with his legs.
Purdy hands it off and tripped up after a modest gain there is number 6, Rod Gainey Jr. 3rd and 7 upcoming.
If I'm Charlotte, I got to think that North Carolina is going to continue to pressure. So I would love to see a screen from Charlotte here. Allow that first wave of defenders to kind of blow by the offensive line and get some nice, easier blocks. Bigger guys on smaller guys at the second level.
C.J. Stokes checks into the game. He was nursing a quad injury. His first play of the game, he's to the left of Purdy. He flares out, he's open, and they find him at the 31-yard line. He cuts back inside and just shy of the sticks. I thought he had a chance to go down the sideline as Amari Campbell brought him down, and he probably could have picked up the first down had he just gone towards the sideline.
Yeah, C.J. Stokes has to have a little bit better football awareness right there. You don't want to go back inside where all that traffic is. I thought he could have backpedaled almost at an angle and got that first down out of bounds.
Yeah, cut back into the teeth of the defense. 4th down and short, and it is go time for Charlotte.
Low man wins right here when you talk about the offensive line and defensive line.
Purdy under center, and a penalty. Oh, and a timeout. We have flags on the field and a timeout called by Charlotte.
Prior to the flag, timeout, Charlotte. That is their first. It'll be 30 seconds.
There you have it. So, if you're Biff Poggi, what are you talking about here?
I want to get 600 on 300. I want to get double teams up front with the offensive line, right? We're looking at a situation where it's a full yard. So if I could get my guys to run some type of gap scheme, a duo where I have my center and my guard, those 600 pounds against a 300-pound defensive tackle, you're going to win those things every single time. There's no dancing around at the running back position. Go get a yard. Let's stay on the football field right now.
What about Purdy sneaking it? Or do you not want to take the chance because you're already down a quarterback?
Already down a quarterback, but also Purdy 6'4", a little bit lanky. I want to let the running backs do their thing, right?
Okay. Henry Rutledge checks in at tailback.
And I've also never liked the timing on the quarterback sneak versus handing the ball off.
Well, I mean, Jalen Hurts does it really well, but he is one of one.
Get there.
Yeah, under center for Purdy. And he's going to roll out and throws it incomplete, intended for Sean Brown, wide of the mark. If you were going to roll him out, I would have thought he was going to try to run to pick up the yard and head towards the sideline.
Yeah, that's an interesting play call. You put him under center, that's exactly what I would have did. If you're throwing the ball all the way, I might have put him in the pistol situation right there where he has a better opportunity to set his legs. But he had the edge right there. So if he would have put it down and went and got it, I think he would have got a little bit closer than that pass was.
Yeah, Amari Campbell with the pressure. And North Carolina starts deep in Charlotte territory now on the turnover on downs. in the pistol. Caleb Hood behind him. He dumps it over to Copenhaver. Copenhaver taken down at the 26-yard line. So just shy, 8-yard gain of the first down. 2 more to go.
I know that's going to come up as a pass in the stats book, but those are nice, easy throws where you're moving the pocket. It's almost like a run for offense where it's high percentage completions, allowing Connor Harrell to continue to have a great feel of this football game, bringing up 2nd and 2.
Harrell, play action, pressure coming this time, throws it off his back foot into an empty space. The pressure there by Lakota Deepray. With the pressure there, Deepray
finished him off, but Dre Butler was able to get in the backfield and force him out.
Steven Singh's also there as well, coming off the edge.
The previous play is under further review for possible targeting.
And they're going to look at this one. Lakota Deepray is the player they are looking for in regards to the infraction, and there is a helmet-to-helmet there. But there's no man in the area either, and he was in the pocket, I believe, still. So that's another thing that I mean, is he outside the tackle box there? It's probably close, I'm guessing. But nonetheless, there. Oh, and then the second hit, he falls on him a second time. So he gets helmet contact here the first time, hands to the face, and then falls on him and helmet to helmet.
Yeah, it's a double whammy on the defensive player right there. It's going to be interesting, though, because Connor Harrell got that football out. There was no contact. I know he's throwing around the defender, so it's going to be very interesting to see what we have here. When I played with Peyton Manning, you know what he would say right there, George?
What's that?
I was throwing the ball to my guy, but he just ran the wrong route in the situation right there. It's not really my fault.
Yeah, listen. If 18 says so, I'm buying it. You know what I mean?
The respect that the referees would have for him.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. They're still looking at this targeting on Deepray.
Redshirt freshman. Wanted him to clean that up moving forward. You know, good athletic ability, able to get back there and cause some pressure on Harrell. I want to see him get a little bit lower and try to wrap him up in a situation like that where you don't get too close to, is it, you know, roughing the, is it a targeted foul or is it not?
They're taking a long look at this one. You mentioned Peyton Manning earlier. I would imagine you had to be on your P's and Q's too, even as an offensive lineman with Peyton.
Oh, it's the most stressful thing in the world as an offensive lineman. The whole playbook is up each and every week.
Here's the official.
After review, there is no foul for targeting. It'll be 3rd down.
His head was up, right? And then the contact when he fell on him is, I guess, incidental. But Mack Brown arguing his case, it will be to no avail. He's saying he hit him in the head with his hand. But that is not targeting per se. Targeting will be with the crown of the helmet. Let's take one more look here.
Pressure, flush, Deepray goes and tries to. It's interesting because to me it looks like he ducks his head.
Contact with his helmet. Yeah.
The crown of his helmet makes contact.
Yeah. I wish we had a little more of an explanation there. Caleb Hood in the backfield. So it'll be 3rd and 2 for North Carolina. Harrell under pressure, throws to a wide open Hood down the sideline and tackled as there's a flag on the play. He's tackled inside the 15. Ali with the tackle. And this may get backed up again.
Pass interference. Offense, number 3. 15-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Chris Culliver, sophomore from Maiden, North Carolina. Makes it 3rd and 17 now.
Yeah, Caleb Hood came scot-free on this, a wheel route out the backfield. Usually you got some kind of crossing, so Chris Culliver just has to do that a little bit better moving forward to not commit the foul.
Third and 17. Here's the pressure, a screen pass to Hood. Hood darts up the field and wrapped up 2 yards past the original line of scrimmage by Elijah Culp.
We're seeing Connor Harrell grow up right in front of our eyes throughout this game. Earlier in the game, he threw that exact same swing pattern, and the running back had to back up. Right there, Caleb Hood was able to catch that football going downhill to create some nice yardage.
And they're going for it here on 4th and 8. Again, Burnett, a 52-yarder last week against Minnesota. So this is in his range, but they want to see what Harrell and company can do. Three seconds on the play clock, 2-1. And a timeout, North Carolina. And now the punt unit is coming out. Or excuse me, the field goal unit.
It'll be a 30-second timeout. That is their first timeout of the second half.
Yeah, this is well in their range, right? With Burnett last week hitting 4 of those things for 40+ yards. Already has 1 on the day as well. So this is well in the range of this offense or this special teams unit.
Let me ask you a question. It didn't feel like they were trying to draw him off sides there. Like, what was the point of that?
I think that was just all day. We're going to just run some clock off.
Okay. Burnett has 1 field goal today for 44 yards. This is a 50-yard attempt.
The confidence that this coaching staff has in Burnett, if you're Burnett, you got to feel very good about where you are at right now. It's week 2. You still have a quarter of football left, and you've already hit 5 field goals for 40+ yards.
Spencer Triplett, the long snapper. McGinnis, the punter, to hold. 50-yard attempt for Burnett. And it is wide right. So Burnett no longer perfect on the season.
No longer perfect. Hold your head up high, young man. It is okay.
Charlotte will take over.
Now the defense has to go out there and hold their own, right?
Yeah, Charlotte will take over on downs at the 32. So good field position to start. And Jordan Herman is in at left tackle, as there's been a lot of movement along these offensive lines. These guys have been in and out for one reason or another, some injury, some just a rotation for both teams. Hassan Wilson is in the backfield. And he takes the handoff up the middle. Nice gain there of 6 yards. Travis Shaw with the tackle.
Charlotte staying true to who they are, running the ball in between the tackles.
Again, Deshaun Purdy, the backup quarterback, in there after the injury to Max Brown. And not much there as Amari Campbell steps in and makes the tackle for North Carolina. Hassan Wilson in the backfield as they're getting in the huddle. 3rd down, 3rd and 2. What do you want to see here?
Some type of draw it up and run it, quarterback run.
Well, time is expiring here on the quarter. Was that just to get a free look at the defense, you think? They knew they probably weren't going to snap it?
No, I think the
end of the third
coach
quarter.
called the play in to snap the ball. Just didn't happen. He didn't get up there fast enough to be able to.
So that'll do it for 3 quarters. North Carolina leads this one 31-13 in Chapel Hill, the 4th quarter, and the conclusion of this one in a moment. Welcome back. Carolina, their players greeting their fans as the 4th quarter begins. Charlotte hands it off on 3rd and 2 to Wilson. He'll have the first down after a 4-yard gain. Joel Starlings brings him down.
Nice tough run by Wilson up the middle right there to move the chains. First set of downs.
And for Charlotte, it is now or never. Carolina's defense played the whole way, their starters, as we enter the 4th quarter. Two tight end set for Charlotte. Hassan Wilson to the right of Purdy. Purdy steps up in the pocket, avoids one defender, throws it down the field, incomplete. Intended for Isaiah Myers. Marcus Allen with good coverage there for the Tar Heels.
Unbelievable coverage by Marcus Allen. Had 2 huge PIs last week against Minnesota. This week he has been locked in for the most part. Right here, great coverage. Love what Charlotte's doing, taking a nice shot on first down. See if you could sneak one behind them and go over the top. But Marcus Allen says, not on my side of the field.
2nd and 10 for Charlotte. Well, their philosophy on offense is attack, be aggressive, but not be careless. Pressure coming, they dump it off to Weber, and Weber stopped behind the line of scrimmage, a 2-yard loss. Elijah Huzzy like a heat-seeking missile.
Such a great player, great instinct right there. If Huzzy does not trigger and step up the field, that play might go for a 30-yard gain for Charlotte. 2 back-to-back great plays by these cornerbacks from North Carolina.
Tyler Thompson with the pressure for the Tar Heels. 3rd down and 11 for Charlotte. Purdy. Pocket collapsing, and Rizzi brings him down. Rizzi with the sack. His 2nd sack of the game, 5th of the season. That's the 3rd sack today for North Carolina.
Yeah, you're going to see Rizzi right in the middle of your field. He's actually the picker on this play, but continues to work and spin back in, understanding the integrity of the pocket that Purdy's going to try to step up. He spins back in and gets a huge sack right there. 5 on the season for him.
Yep, Rizzi, his 5th sack. Elijah Huzzy awaits the punt, and that one, oof, they brought the heat on that one. Almost got there, Huzzy. A 46-yard punt, no return. He fields it at the 15. And Rizzi celebrating. Another great day for him. Jahvaree Rizzi gets his 5th sack of the season. He has been phenomenal to start this year. And speaking of pass rushers, Kaimon Rucker unavailable in this game, but we've got a great story with Morgan about Kaimon.
Well, Rizzi doesn't wear wrist tape or gloves, just arm sleeves and his 10 beaded colorful bracelets. His mom, Kendra, got him into arts and crafts when he was little because he loved to stay busy with his hands, and boy, has he been busy today. But each one of those bracelets with significant meaning, and he even makes them for his teammates too, like Kaimon Rucker, who's out for the next few weeks with a lower body injury. He also had surgery on his finger this offseason, has the mantra, keep chopping. No matter the obstacle, power through, something that Rucker certainly has had to keep in mind, guys.
Yeah, Morgan, certainly a lot of bonds between the guys when you play football, for sure. And that one is pretty cool for sure. An 11-yard gain on that last play, so a 1st down for North Carolina as they push the pile forward with Davion Goss for a 4-yard gain. There's the bracelet that Morgan was referencing.
It's a brotherhood, right? When you play the game of football, it's so physical, it's so violent that you're going to have to battle through adversity. So the more unique things that your teammates are doing, the better off you're going to be. If I was a teammate of Rizzi, I would definitely want one of those wristbands as well.
Flag on the play. False start on North Carolina.
False start. Offense, number 53. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Willie Lampkin, the senior from Lakeland, Florida.
He is an interesting individual, only at 5'11", 290 pounds. But man, his lower body is built like a tree trunk.
Jordan Shipp checks into the game at wide receiver. And when you talk to the coaches about this freshman, they rave about him. He's the man in motion now in the slot to the bottom of your screen. And the toss there to J.J. Jones. Excellent move there as he gets forward past the 40-yard line. J.J. Jones with a first down. A lot of movement there, an 18-yard gain. Jones capitalizes on it as he gets the ball on the move.
That's an NFL-type slip screen right there by Jones. You catch it, you're going inside, but you get right back outside to get those yards after the catch.
400 yards of offense, over 400 now for North Carolina. The run there by Davion Goss on the left side. A gain of 1. Cam Burden on the tackle.
Burden with the tackle.
I think Charlotte's front seven today, for what North Carolina brings in the run game, they've had some great plays, so a lot of good things have happened for Charlotte that they could build upon, especially last year after only going 3-9 last year.
2nd and 9 for Connor Harrell and company. Jake Johnson in motion. They hand it off to Goss. Lots of room, hurdles a defender and picks up the first down at the 40. Ali got leapt over. A 16-yard gain.
Unbelievable athletic ability by Goss, knowing that the defender's going to go low right there, and is able to hurdle him and land right back on his feet. Beautiful play.
Davion Goss, I mean, Omarion Hampton is a man. There's no question. He's one of the best backs in the country. Davion Goss has been very impressive today. 10 rushes for 73 yards. Quick screen there to Jordan Shipp, the freshman. Another freshman shining here for North Carolina as he picks up a first down, an 11-yard gain.
Between Shipp and Taylor, the freshman wide receivers, they're fighting for reps in a crowded wide receiver room.
Hand off to Goss, dragging defenders after an 8-yard gain. Charlie Jackson takes him down. And now North Carolina, that offensive line, that run game is wearing down Charlotte in a big way.
And you're just getting deeper and deeper in that running back room. You know what Hampton is. You're finding out a lot about these other running backs, and now they're earning the right to get reps as the season progresses.
Goss on the right side, cuts back inside, lowers the shoulder and gets inside the 10. Ali tripped him up after another 11-yard gain.
It's taking all 10 guys. Wide receivers are blocking on the perimeter. It's not just about the offensive line right now in this North Carolina offense. Everybody's getting involved.
Trayvon Green checks out. Ja'Kai Leftwich in at right tackle at the moment for North Carolina. Goss, 12 carries, 92 yards. Goss picking his hole, pushes forward to the 6-yard line. 4-yard gain. Travion McGee brought him down.
So much of what North Carolina is trying to do in the run game involves the tight ends. We're constantly seeing those guys motion from out wide and having to come and bring some physicality on the backside. Talking to this coaching staff this week, they're very impressed and encouraged with the tight end run moving forward with the physicality that they have brought so far.
2 tight ends set. Arrow rolling to his right. Throws it on the run. Nobody home, and a flag on the play as Elijah Culp tackled Christian Hamilton in the end zone.
Holding, defense, number 11. Penalties half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Easy call there.
Christian Hamilton's having his cake and eating it too. Now that's the second holding call on Elijah Culp. And Hamilton's just at the top like, ref, don't you see he's holding me?
He saw it already.
Culp tried to do a nice little sell job like, no, he ran into me right there, ref. Didn't work though.
4 tight ends out there. Haven't seen that in this game. Goss up the middle, upended just shy of the goal line by Dante Balfour, down to the 1.
Nice run play. If I'm North Carolina right now, I'm coming back with a pass out of that same package. That big, extra heavy package with 4 tight ends. Now let's see if they spread them out and create some mismatches, because those tight ends could go up and get it with their athletic ability.
So 2nd down and goal. 12th play of the drive started on their own 15. Down on the bottom of your screen, you see J.J. Jones, the lone receiver. They hand it off to Goss. Easy touchdown for the freshman from Opelika, Florida, Shamanan Madonna. He gets his first touchdown of his career.
Howard Sampson and Aiden Banfield take the 3 technique and put him 5 yards in the backfield. I was told as an offensive lineman a very long time ago, George, if I score with my man, meaning if I put him in the end zone, we score as a football team. And that's what those young guys just did for on that left side of that offensive line for North Carolina.
Liam Boyd now checks in for the extra point. He's been kicking off, and he gets this one up and good. So Noah Burnett's day could be done. And the Tar Heels, 13 plays on that drive, capped off by Davion Goss's touchdown. He's got 99 yards on the day.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
The 12-team playoff is upon us. 5 highest-ranked conference champions receive automatic bids. The 4 highest will get a bye. And then we will have the home teams 5 through 8 hosting a home game in the first round. And some people think the ACC is wide open. Some people think Miami is the team to beat. Miami winning right now 15-3 at home against Florida A&M. But Cal right now on the road, up 21-14 over Auburn. Notre Dame, who looked great against Texas A&M last week, they're in danger at the moment with a 1-point lead, and Northern Illinois driving with about 40 seconds to go. And speaking of big games, Clemson trying to bounce back after a loss to Georgia, taking on App State at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific at Death Valley. You can watch here on ACC Network and on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. What do you think of the ACC? Is it Miami?
Oh, 100% it's Miami.
I mean, I figured you would say that, yes.
Absolutely. It's all about the U, baby.
17 unanswered points for North Carolina. They were up 21-13, now 38-13. Deshaun Purdy in at quarterback. Max Brown went out early in this one. Purdy launches one down the field. Caught inside the 35 by Omega Blake. His first catch of the game. We have a flag on the play back at Charlotte's 36-yard line.
The guy's running up to the ball, so I think this one's going to be on North Carolina.
42-yard gain if it stands.
Holding defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Blake with a nice skinny post right there, and Purdy is able to now put some air underneath that football and allow him to run underneath it. A great pass and a great catch.
Now, North Carolina has brought in their backups at defense, and for Charlotte, this is an opportunity to get this young man, Deshaun Purdy, some real reps, right? I mean, we've seen him play fairly well for a true freshman. That's the longest play of the day for Charlotte, 42 yards. And Purdy drops back, has a man open, and throws it over his head and behind Colin Weber, the tight end. So for Charlotte, what is it you need to accomplish here, particularly against these Carolina backups? What do you want to see?
You want Deshaun Purdy to settle down. You know, he's had some opportunities where he has been right on the money, but then he's had some guys wide open, and he gets a little bit too happy and overthrows them. So you want him to settle down. You don't know how long Max Brown is going to be out, and you have to continue to try to win football games each and every week. This is still a good test for this team moving forward in the rest of this fourth quarter. But Purdy has to settle down and deliver catchable balls.
Some extracurricular activity after the run by C.J. Stokes and a flag on the play. As two teams get a little too feisty out there.
I always would hate these type of games when you're in there still. They put in the backups.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 77. 15-yard penalty, third down.
Mitchell Mays.
Mitchell Mays on the right side of your screen just going to come in and just get in a little extra shove right there.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Unnecessary in a situation like this. I thought it was going to be another different type of situation where the defense might be talking, but Mitchell Mays cannot hurt his football team right there.
Well, they took him out of the game, and Mo Clifford Jr. is now in his spot. So Biff Poggi was like, nah, we're not doing that.
Former offensive lineman, he understands you got to play clean football within the whistle.
3rd and 17 now for Deshaun Purdy and company. They'll call timeout.
Charlotte. That is their second.
We'll take a break as well.
It'll be a full timeout.
Carolina with a comfortable lead here in their home opener. There is Charlotte's starting quarterback, Max Brown. You see him in a cast, and remember he was sacked by Javari Ritzy earlier in the game in the second quarter, slammed his throwing hand on the ground. Now you see a cast, and he was playing well to start the game.
Yeah, this is interesting for Charlotte moving forward because Max Brown does a great job in the RPO. So that might be a part of your offense you don't have moving forward.
3rd and 17 for Purdy with time. Dumps it down, he checks it down. And Therese Trainer picks up a nice chunk of change, but well short of the first down. A 12-yard gain. They'll go for it, I would presume, here. Therese Trainer, a transfer from Idaho. We had him last year when we did the Idaho-Montana game at the Kibbie Dome.
Such a fun game, such a fun atmosphere last year. Right here in North Carolina, you got to be stingy on defense. Lock into your keys and do not give up an inch. It's a great teaching moment for the younger guys that are getting some playing time right now for North Carolina defensively.
4th and 5. Purdy throws it, finds Rutledge down the sideline. Rutledge walks into the end zone for the touchdown. Charlotte, a 28-yard score. The North Carolina backups will have some work to do with their coaching staff, but for Charlotte, that's certainly something positive to close this game out with.
Yeah, Deshaun Purdy steps up in the pocket, but keeps his eyes down the field the whole entire time, is able to understand where his outlet player is in Rutledge, and Rutledge just hits the gas and sprints to the end zone for a nice touchdown.
Purdy, 9 of 19, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. That score important for some. Extra point is up and good by Kyle Kunanek. 38-20, under 5 to go here in the 4th quarter. We have a final in South Bend. Northern Illinois defeated Notre Dame 16-14 after that big win against Texas A&M. What a letdown for the Irish.
Wow. As soon as this game is over, I'm going to start texting my good old friend Ryan Harris because he went to Notre Dame. So let the trash talking commence, that's for sure.
And a couple of other notes today. Texas took care of business in Ann Arbor, and Arkansas blew a big lead against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They trailed by 14 at the half and came back in a big way. So the Big 12 gets a win over the SEC. Notre Dame goes down, and the Big 10 goes down to the SEC in another matchup.
First AP top 10 win for Northern
Illinois
right there. Wow.
Cal right now still leading at Auburn 21-14. Under 3 minutes to go in that one. Onside kick attempt for Charlotte. Why not?
I mean, you've already went for it when you were in your own territory.
And it's scooped up by Jordan Shipp, the freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina.
You know, George, there's no real way to mimic a game. You could try to practice it as much as possible, but when you get in the game, your instincts take over. So I like Charlotte going for the onside right there, because when other are you going to get a real live rep at it?
Connor Harrell's day is done. Jacoby Criswell checks into the game. Jacoby Criswell started at North Carolina, was here during Drake May's tenure, transferred to Arkansas, where he's from originally, and you know what, said, I want to come back home, not home to Arkansas, home back to North Carolina. He has 2 years left to play. And he hands it off to Davion Goss, who gets to the 41-yard line.
Yeah,
and what a story, right?
Yeah, couldn't get here up until training camp was starting in the summer. And he knew that he was going to be a little bit behind, and there was a quarterback battle in front of him. But credit to that young man and not being afraid of competition, because now it's week 2, and you are the backup guy moving from here on out.
Charleston French with the tackle. 2nd and 4 for Criswell. Hand off. Charleston French, pardon me, with the carry. As we're going deep down these depth charts now.
Everybody eats. You get an opportunity to get some film. Everybody gets coached up tomorrow.
Third down and 1. 256 rushing yards for North Carolina today. And French burrows forward to the 36-yard line. He will pick up the first down.
Those are some tough physical yards right there. Not the most fancy run, but that's going into the lion's den and saying that I am just too strong. I am going to get this first down right there by that young man.
Clock is ticking near the 3-minute mark. French weaving through traffic and hit at the 32-yard line.
The offensive lineman from North Carolina, they have to relax a little bit. You know, you're in the bleed the clock mode right now. You can't be getting down in your 3-point stance too fast. That's when the hamstrings start burning when you're in that stance for too long. So you want to just stay up and understand the situation, and you don't want to really snap the ball unless it's inside of 5 seconds moving forward.
We are closing in on the 2-minute timeout. They'll have to run one more play here. Another great run here. Wow, lowering the shoulder. Charleston French picks up the first down to the 22-yard line, a 10-yard gain. And the young man making the most of his opportunities.
Love the patience. He's had some great running backs in that room to learn from, but the physicality at the end. Love him lowering the shoulder and bringing the boom.
2-minute timeout. 18-point lead for North Carolina. They are threatening one more time. Welcome back to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. First down after the 2-minute timeout. Deep in Charlotte territory. Winding this thing down. Charleston French in the backfield, making the most of his opportunities. Jacoby Criswell in at quarterback for Connor Harrell. French up the middle, short gain of 1.
I could hear the shoulder pads click-clacking up here.
Yeah, I could too.
Even with under 2 minutes left, these guys are getting after it. You love to see it because it's one more first down. That's what you're telling your offense. One more first down. Let's finish the ball on a high note, guys. One more first down. Let's go get it in the run game.
Criswell tripped up in the backfield. As he's taken down, he goes down. Steven Sings, the 5th, credited with the sack. Coming up tonight on ABC, Tennessee and NC State, 2 ranked opponents. Tennessee and NC State playing about 2 hours and change from us here in Chapel Hill up in Charlotte. And a neutral site game, Bank of America Stadium. Listen, Dave Dorn and company, they had a little bit of a struggle last week, but every time people count them out, that's when they surprise everyone. I'm curious to see how they look tonight against Tennessee and Josh Heupel and that crew. Criswell dumps it down and stopped at the 25-yard line. Charleston French actually just shy at the 26, so it'll be 4th down. 4th and 14, and this should do it.
Yeah, you're going to let this one run out just like at the end of the first half right here.
So they chose to run a couple plays, get them inside the play clock. And North Carolina, Orlando will come out victorious in their home opener. They are 2-0, a win against Minnesota, a win against Charlotte. Got a couple of guys dinged up, but they were cautious with Omarion Hampton. But nonetheless, they look like a team that is coming together. I'm curious to see. The schedule is favorable the next couple weeks before they start conference play.
Yeah, they built upon what they did last week, being able to run the football really, really well. I thought Connor Harrell was special today, operating this offense really good for a guy only having his second start. Moving forward, the playbook is going to evolve for him, and they're going to get a lot more creative offensively, but I really believe that it has shifted. The power struggle has shifted here in North Carolina, and it's going to be about the defense moving forward because those guys are humming, and they put together 2 back-to-back great weeks out there.
Well, final score tonight, 38-20. North Carolina wins, improves to 2-0. For our crew, back in the control room, Aaron Snyder-Storton, our producer, Michael Ireland, our director, for Ted Kozak, our spotter, Russ DeLynn, our statistician, Orlando Franklin, and Morgan Uber. I'm George Sedano here from Chapel Hill. Coming up next, the ACC Huddle. They'll give you all the highlights and analysis from all the games this weekend. So long from Chapel Hill. Take it